Imagine being able to build.
Hello guys, I'm just working on a couple of things. So bear with me while the bracket gets set as well. I'm going to put the timer back on. I'm trying to fix the bot. So give me a couple minutes. I'll just put the timer back on for 5 and we might be back before then. Hello guys, we're gonna look into getting a match going. It's kind of weird, the bot's working on YouTube, but it's not getting triggered correctly. If I click over here and I right-click test, the bot spouts out on Twitch, but it doesn't spout out on YouTube, but then the bot does talk on YouTube. Actually, no, it doesn't do that at all. Actually, maybe I have figured it out. Maybe I do see why. What if I do this? Hang on. If we edit it, well, that part's fine. Commands, edit to exclamation mark 1, 2, 3. Let's try. It just doesn't work at all. Is anyone on the YouTube chat that can try and type exclamation mark 1, 2, 3? Just genuinely curious if it works. Or not, or what's going on, and just stuff in general. Oh, wait, WardiBot just did it. It just came out with it. Maybe it does work. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on in the YouTube version of this, but yeah. I guess it's kind of working. Okay. I don't really have time to mess around with it any further, unfortunately. All good. Hello everyone. How are we doing? How are we feeling? What's going on? What am I about to try and do here? 1 second. Just trying to mentally figure out what the heck I'm doing. What are we going to cast? Probably on the NA server. Yeah. Well, WardiBot's back on Twitch, so WardiBot's definitely working on Twitch. If you guys if someone exclamation mark brackets on Twitch, I think that part works. I just don't have it working on YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know why. How strange. Alright, yeah, we'll go into the... I'm kind of interested in Fant led Alex versus, the other one. Versus SOS Bunny. So I'll probably start with that and go from there. I wonder why it's working on Twitch, but they're not on YouTube all the time. Weird. Strange. Oh, it's bugging me. wonder if YouTube just doesn't like the exclamation marks. Surely not, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just spamming my own YouTube chat to get nothing done. All good, guys. All right, let's get into it. Let's try and see what we can do. Let's kick this off when we get into some action right now. It's going to be Bunny SOS versus the wonderful Light Alex and Fant. Light Alex and Fant going to be red and yellow in the top right of the map, while Bunny and SOS will be in the bottom left, blue and blue. Excited to see what they bring for us here as we get this one ready to rumble. The next few moments, get this underway and see just what exactly is going to go down. So we get that started up, we get this operational, and we look to see just what will happen over these next few moments. So, kick this into play, we try and see what will happen. We'll have a look to see what will take place in the next few moments. We get this one up and running. And see what we'll take on. TVP or TP versus ZP. Is there a bracket? Yep. Someone just linked it for you in the chat already. Are players talking to each other on voice chat to communicate in 2v2s? Probably. It's either that or they're using, you know, hand signals. Yeah, I would guess so. I mean, maybe some of them don't, but there's no reason for them not to, because that would, in theory, just make their teamwork worse. So, yeah. That would be my guesstimate would be that, yeah, most of them probably are indeed playing with the voice communications enabled. You remember Bjun used to play TV2 with the in-game chat? Yeah, because Bjun didn't have a microphone, I think it was. There was some utterly ridiculous reasoning. I'm pretty sure it was like... I'm pretty sure it was just something to the effect of, like, Bjun did not have a microphone, so they had to play with, yeah. I'm 99% sure this was it. They had to play without the mics, and they were typing to each other. And we could see it all as well, right? So we were like constantly watching. We were constantly in the state of just watching the watching these guys just chat to each other. God, those were some funny days back when we had some OG 2v2 events and stuff. So yeah, kind of cool. I'm just gonna see our probe heading down to the bottom left-hand side to see what's up. Gateway, Cybercore, a couple of probes coming in. Lings, Ling Speed, and So coming up as well. So just get that on the way here. And just take a few moments to get everything rolling. A Marine is going to poke at the Overlord. The Overlord is going to get protected by a few Lings that show up, so they're going to put some pressure on and down on this low ground pretty quickly, actually, and try and get a little bit of something on the go and see how well this turns out as we see the couple of Lings nibbling. They're going to get turned away. Adept should be able enough to clean this up, so a little bit of a distraction, nothing too much. Notable that we've got a few more Lings popping out, and we are soon going to have Ling Speed in play as well, so imagining that that is going to be a pretty big talking point in this game over the next few moments. As the Lings gather up and we get ready to go. And kick off into this one as the warp gates come through. Sentry and Adept on the way up as well. Just bringing a lot of that through for the moment. Feelings is going to have that Ling Speed popping. We are going to see the Reaper going to get chased around over to the sides. The Reaper will shoot, the command center will take a couple of hits, and the Adept will fire onto the Zerglings as they get kind of pushed into the corner. A couple more Adept shots coming through, and the Lings will turn onto the Morphing Orbital. As you see, the Stalker is still going to get pushed back by the couple of Adepts. The Reaper there as well to try and fight the other way. The Ling's going to come back over this direction. What's up, Thrax? Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for priming us up. Thank you so much indeed. Appreciate it. Let's just have our few Zerglings going to come running across to the other side. And yeah, Hellions, Marauder, Concussive Shells. Actually all on the way. So quite aggressive out of Bunny right now with the Marauder and Concussive Shells, SOS building a Void Ray and extra gateways. So it kind of feels like these guys are getting ready to commit to some aggression here sooner rather than later, if I had to make a guess. So I think that's what we're probably on our way to. The Reaper will be about there. The probe moves back around to the top side. And we do have, again, that Concussive Shell's about to finish. The couple of Hellions, the Vikings still coming through. The Void Ray will come forward and go in after the Overlord and just start a pick through this. That Overlord will be killed in a couple of moments. The Overlord will fall. Now the Zerglings coming through once again, looking to try and get a catch on the Reaper. Not quite able to just yet, though. I'm just going to see the Ling's going to come back over for the Reaper again, so just going to aim for that. Just going to see, again, triple base on either side on Let Alex and Fant's side of this, so they get set up here in this game for the moment. So that's where things currently set up to. Again, next is the Hatchery all coming through, the Roach roaring on the way down as well. We get a lot of that settling. The 2 Adepts in the center are going to nibble to get a cleanup as well, as the other units will gather up, and at the center on the way in, still got that Blink finishing in just a few moments' time. So that Blink will complete. Medevac gets denied, so the Hellions will not be allowed access from Bunny. He will not be able to get any damage done there. Couple of Stalkers is going to go boosting across. And just going to get a shot off on that Medevac for a couple of moments. Nothing too major. The other Stalker's pulling back over this direction for now. Charge on the way. Probes, the Nexus, and the Forge coming up and online as well. The few Zerglings still gathering together. And the Lings gather through. Got an attack upgrade coming up here from Fant, so we are going to see that on the way by just for the moment. A few Stalkers coming about as well. Against Impact Marines and the Siege Tank. Continue to get built up the Engineering Bay on the way through. I'm just going to get that on the way in for the moment as the Stalkers are continue to come about for a couple of moments. Just trying to see what else is going on. See what else we can maybe make happen here for a few moments. Stalkers pull in over to the right side. The Feelings are going to come back into the center as well and continue to get set up here for a couple of moments. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers gathering up. Just going to fire at those Zealots for a few moments as well. I'm just going to go back and forth as we do see the units will continue to battle. And yeah, a bit of pressure here from Let Alex to try and get through for a little bit of opportunity, but not going to find too much just yet. Next Zealots warping in, charging the +1 coming in, the Hellions and Marauders. I think this is going to be fine defensively from Bunny and SOS. Now trailing a little bit on supply though. I mean, to be fair, I guess they built a few techier units, especially SOS initially was building that Void and so, but now he's just kind of building Zealots. Not sure where we're going to go with this overall, but that's going to be nice. Catching the Oracle as well, just getting rid of that already is almost always going to be a big advantage and a big positive, so we're going to enjoy to see that initially too. Fuse Stalkers coming about. So you can see the Fuse Stalkers will nip down there. The couple of Zealots and the Stalker will still take damage. A couple of tanks will settle. Marines and Hellions will come over as well. Just going to see the missile turret building up right now too, so just going to get that straight into play. Another ping or two into the center of the map. We continue to see what's up here on Yellow Jacket. Just for now, game 1 of this BO3. Everything is best of 3 today in the upper bracket, guys. There is a lower bracket that's not best of 3 as well, so we'll check into that and see what's going on at some point. Let's just have the +1. The Marine Road all still coming through. The extra couple of barracks still trying to come by. I'm just going to be seeing the Dark Shrine, Gate, and Robo Bay continue to come about. Charge and the +2 attack upgrade still coming into play. I'm just going to be seeing these extra Zealots getting warped in right now, and a few Stalkers going to go back the other way. The Bioforce gathering up. The Nexus still coming into position right here. The Zealot Stalker continues to gather just for a few moments, and the Void Ray will activate onto the Stalker, which gets chased back for a few more moments, and that pushed back over for now. So the Roach Ravager coming back through again. We continue to bring this over just for the moment. Just going to be seeing the Zealot Stalker force still gathering up and just going to head down to the bottom side. We are going to see the Roach Ravager on the left side moving in as well. A couple of Corrosive Vials to go toward the Void Ray, but will not be able to. And that Void Ray will try and turn back for a few more moments again onto the Roaches, but still no success just yet. I mean, obviously we can slow push this around. I guess that Alex and Fant are still looking for kind of a way in. Not really finding it. Be curious to see what they maybe do as a response to this. At some point as a couple of force fields come down. The Zealot Stalker army continues to move into position. The Zealots keep coming through. We're going to see a couple more Corrosive Vials dropping into place. The pylon will take some damage. The Bio is going to come stemming forward as well. Also looking for an opportunity right now to make a play. So in we go. The Roaches, the Zealots going to have to step back here for a couple moments. Just going to see a bunch more Bio reactivating for a few moments too. And again, a lot of that just coming straight up right now. We're going to be seeing this Bioforce of Bunny looking big. I tell you what, SPS's supply is still poor compared to the opponent. He doesn't really have, again, much to show. I guess he's got DTs. And we do have DTs currently already slicing their way around some mineral lines, so that's already something of a factor. As the Zealot Stalker army looks to get up this ramp and to try and get this on the way for the moment. A couple of these Roaches going to get caught pretty quickly. And you can see the rest of the Roach Ravager coming through too. A couple of Corrosive Vials. Bunny's army is good, and Bunny's army is putting some work in. SOS's supply is not, though. I mean, I was going to say there's got to be a Protoss army somewhere, and Let Alex is going to be into the bottom right-hand side. He is waiting for the chance to possibly show himself with those Protoss units and maybe bring themselves up this ramp. So, see what'll happen. The hatchery goes down in the front. A few more Zealots will warp in once again. Spy army continues set up, and in we go. Roach Ravager, Zealot coming in from both sides. The Stalker's going to blink through. Tanks are going to get jumped on. Corrosive Vials coming down. Stalkers will continue to try and trade. We are going to have this being a cleanup. Now Bunny and SOS get chased away. Do we have a blink to chase down a couple of extra medevacs? Just an empty one at the tail end of it all. But SOS actually has a bunch of Zealots here that will go down too, and Let Alex and Fant might be able to go pushing at this point. At this stage, they might actually have enough to just full send this and kind of commit through and truly look for some damage that could change the outcome of this game. Roaches, Ravages, the Zerglings all gathering. The Stalker Zealot moves up this ramp. In we go, as we are going to see the Zealot's going to eat a couple of Wooden Mine shots to start us off. The Stalker's still pushing forward as well. This Bio Army does not want to give up just yet, wants to keep pressing through too, and is going to try and get on top of absolutely everything else for these next couple of moments, but there's just not that much Bio. We are going to see Alex's numbers going down. You can see the fact that this is just Roaches maybe coming into play a little bit as well, reinforced by some Zealots as we continue to push our way through here, getting after a few of those workers. The battery going down as well. Again, damage is just adding up across the board at the moment, as you do see. SOS down to 80 supply, Bunny at 110, so they're both lower than the supplies of Fant and Let Alex, who are going to get the first game victory, it seems. GG called. SOS doesn't want to give up as quickly as Bunny did, so SOS might be taking a moment or so. And well, GG as well as Let Alex and Fant take this opening game today. Alrighty. Let me, I just had an idea for the bot. There's a couple things not working on the bot right now, but I just had an idea on how to maybe fix one of them. So maybe I can, enabled and repeat. Okay, that part should be good. Cool, and I just thought maybe I can... If I come over to this and I right-click and test it, it does go into the Twitch, but it doesn't go into YouTube. Interesting. I keep spamming the YouTube chat to try and make things work throughout the day as I get ideas of what could maybe happen. Cool. Alright, well, stuff's definitely working on the, on Twitch side of things. So that part's nice. I mean, that part's a big plus, so we'll take that. The rest, well, I guess we'll see. Delete that one. When is the main event of this tournament? I think it's in June. Because I think there's monthlies every month until May. I think May's the last one, so I would guess until June. I would guess in June or so, maybe July. Oh, no way. WardiBot just did a thing on the YouTube. Interesting. It just was okay, so it's kind of working. just not all the time. Very interesting. Okay, well, I'll just leave it alone for a bit and see what it decides to keep on doing. But it did just do a thing, so maybe it'll continue. All right, yeah, game number 2 of this BO3. Let Alex and Fant get the opening game, guys, and like I say, it might be a bit of a shocker, but I actually think they were just pretty well coordinated, and I really think SOS kind of let the I'm going to call them No Ace Jin Air team down in preparation for WardiTV Team League, because they are 2 of the players part of the No Ace Jin Air squad alongside Rogue. But yeah, I do think SOS kind of let the squad down a little bit. Like, the DTs were cool and they did effectiveness, but he was just kind of behind early for not really much reason. So I'm not really sure what kind of happened there or what took place and so on. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the case is on that as we get settled in and figure out how we want to go. Cybercore and Nexus, sorry, Cybercore and Gateway, both building through for a couple of moments. We'll ping around the map here for a moment or so as well. The Proby continues to move about. Continue to try and see what else is going on for the next couple of moments here. As we get this set up, Reaper is going to go across the map for the moment. Just going to head straight across to the upper left-hand side. And yeah, Reaper will go right up at the top, see what's going on, see what's happening for the next few moments as the Reaper hops all the way in for the next couple of moments, and we'll see what's going on. Just going to fight against a couple of these drones, get some shots off, get some damage done. Reasonable starting point just for now. As we get settled, Stalker going to hit the Reaper for a few moments. A couple of Lings will chase as well. Reaper gets pushed away. 2 more Stalkers on the way from Let Alex as he adds an extra gate already, so you can see the aggression from these guys. Going to be 4 gates plus kind of a Ling Flood. No Bane Nest, no gas. Yeah, just 4 gate Ling Flood. Going to be the plan from Fant and Let Alex. So we'll see if that works against Bunny and SOS, who have both expanded early this game. Obviously, they're down a game, so I've got to do or die right now. Or, well, I guess do or drop into the lower bracket. But a lower bracket from this early in the tournament is not going to feel good at all. So that's definitely something you'd like to try and avoid, if at all possible. The extra gates and the Stalkers coming up. The Warp Gate coming in there as well. The Lings and that Ling speed building by as well at the moment, so we continue to produce that through. Just going to see the rest of the Lings continue to come about at the moment as these Stalkers will go in after the Overlord for a few moments. So just going to nibble at that for now. The rest of these Stalkers continue to move up, and we'll try and get into position here in the next couple of moments. So we are readying our attempt to fight, and we are going to be going into this very soon, as you can see. It's about time to take this commitment. Now, is it a wall off? There's a battery, there's a bunker. I don't really think this works, considering there's so much defense. There is I mean, it's not a completed wall down here, so maybe that gives some opportunity for these units to still move through. We force the command center to lift. I was just thinking maybe the Lings can run in here and get enough of a surround on the bunker that with the Stalkers you take it down, and maybe you can get onto the tank quickly enough. Maybe, but then there's a second tank already. Fant is taking a 3rd hatchery, but I mean, they got to go no. Alex is a 1-base Protoss, so he's really not set to kind of let this game go any deeper or any further, quite frankly. So, yeah, in that regard, that should kind of keep things a little interesting, as we are going to see the Stalkers going to attempt to make that dive through, and in they go. Going to try and jump onto that siege tank. Just going to see the Stalkers getting blasted right now by the siege tank in return. Bunker is going to go down. I just don't think we get rid of the tank as well. Let's see if he's repairing it. Another tank coming up, and this was a disaster. Let Alex is on 10 supply. Because across the map, an Oracle is killing absolutely every single one of his probes. So this Oracle just has 22 kills. Let Alex has nothing. Fant has very little supply himself. Bunny will just re-expand, and we are going to see this attempt just completely flop, and I'm not sure what they believed in on this one, but that is going to be that. Bunny and SOS will get the GG, and they will tie this up 1-1. That was nigh on disastrous. Nigh on disastrous. But yeah, just check something, guys. I'm getting pinged by people just as soon as I start stream. Everyone pings me with things going on. Ay, ay, ay. Cool. That was one of the worst attacks you've seen. It wasn't pretty, to say the least. Yeah, definitely wasn't pretty. not gonna beat around the bush, guys. I'm not gonna make up stuff that you guys don't need to hear. You know, like, it wasn't pretty. Straight up and simple. Stokes that big blink of adverse sleep shanks. I think they just had to go sooner, man. Like, they're stacking up numbers while the tank count is growing. I just don't know what they really expected, to be honest, but... well, one of these teams is going to take an early drop to the lower bracket today. We'll be figuring out who very shortly as we move on through and get ready to go. Perfecto. Alright, you guys, take a couple moments, and it's Roscallion for our third map. Kick this off in just a few moments. Coolio. Alright, players ready up. I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to get this started, and we're going to get this rolling, my friends. So, kicking this off into this next game, and we are going to be going on into Roscallion. See what we get. Top left-hand side, the Red Brawlers player here is going to be Led Alex and Fant, his teammate off to the sides. And the bottom right side, Bunny and SOS. Getting this ready to go. UTHERMAL's wondering about my Pokemon chair. Yeah, he likes it. Wow, it's a new addition. It's a cheeky new addition. I love it. It's very cool. I'm probably going to go across the map. Going to see a little ping coming down on the left-hand side as they talk about maybe what to do, or where to go, or what to scout at, or where to scout, and so on. There's a couple of those bits and pieces coming by initially here. Probes will pass each other by, as the Protoss players are the ones left to go scouting. I guess it makes sense, right? I mean, Zerg never really wants to work a scout usually, and then Zerg doesn't usually need to work a scout, so I guess in the sense of a 2v2 maybe you do, but I guess the probes obviously make sense because the probes will naturally regen the shields that they potentially get nibbled off, whereas like an SCV or so would actually take damage that would have to be repaired and might be an issue later on, so kind of makes sense for kind of blocking and stuff. The probe has more longevity because you take a few shots and then you just back away and then you let your shields regen and then you can come back in and still kind of have that worker there as a scout still, so. Players so weak, Wardy could beat them. I think they're greatly overestimating my ability to, greatly overestimate my ability to play StarCraft, man. What's up, SCT2, my man, how you doing? 78-month resub, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Pylon blockage is going to slow down the expand of Led Alex. It did look like he wanted to expand, so it's going to be annoying on the other side of the map. Next comes down, no issue for SOS. He gets that underway and looks as though that's going to be absolutely fine in the early moments. Let's throw an Nexus down to the low ground instead. He's going to take a very forward base here, essentially, the third base location to start setting us off in this game. Is 2v2 just as much of a joke balance-wise as 1v1? I think if you think 1v1 is a joke balance-wise, then you're probably not going to enjoy 2v2 either, because if you think 1v1 is so imbalanced, then you probably just think that Lings are imbalanced because they have 4 legs or something, you know? Like, that's probably the logic we're working with, so yeah, I think you're probably just not going to enjoy... Honestly, you probably just don't like StarCraft. That's going to be my suggestion, so yeah. Don't mess with me today, guys. I'm ready to fight. I'm a feisty wardy today. I've got fire in my veins because I've spent the day trying to set my freaking chat bot, and now it's not even freaking working properly. Yeah. You do not want to say dumb things in my chat. I will fight you. The guy said the same thing I said fast chat 2 minutes earlier. Ban him. But we shouldn't ban him. Like, I mean, you can't just ban someone for having, you know, an undeveloped brain. You know, like you gotta let them have a little bit of hope. Because what if they genuinely just, you know, think like that? You know, it's unfair to separate them for no reason. So I'm a sassy boy. Yeah, a little bit. I've been doing a combination of Team League admin work and bot setup, which neither of which were particularly fun, to be honest. And like I say, even worse when the bot setup didn't didn't work. I spent so long learning it. Well, okay, like I say, it's kind of working on Twitch, but it's not working on YouTube properly. And then it's meant to have like timed messages as well, and they are clearly right now not working either. I wonder if I could turn it off and on if that triggers it. Yeah, not sure. Not sure. Anyways, hallucination, going to scout about, Stimpack and the combat shield coming through, and there's going to be seeing the hallucination checking by for a couple of moments. The Robo Bay, Forge, and a couple of gates continue to come about. The Observer will be coming in as well, so we just get that on the go. Pylon coming up as we speak, and we just have ourselves on the far left side, a little tab coming through, trying to see what else is going on for a few moments. As you see, the couple of Oracles going to dive by into the main and just try to see what's going on here. So trying to see a little bit of what's up, a little bit of what's happening. Nothing too crazy overall, though, as the Lair, the Drone, and the Overlords continue to come through. And kind of just a passive, fairly passive game at the moment, no? 6 probes died and a Reaper died. So, obviously, it's not being completely passive. There's been things going on, but it's not been super terrible. So you can see the feelings will move across the map, so away they go. Roaches, the Lair, the Overlords all producing through as well, so we have all of that coming up just for the moment here. Slings running to the right, going to be met by Zealots, Sentry, Marines in a tank, a Stalker right there and available to help as well. +1 on the concussive shells coming through, +1 at armor and attack, and concussive shells all on the way through. So a big round of bio upgrades coming up currently as the few Stalkers will gather. To the bottom left-hand side, the Overlord still very much so, moving about for a couple of moments as well, trying to see just what else is going on. And yeah, the few Roaches will begin to make some steps forwards. Again, +1 on the thermal lands coming through. 1-1 upgrades on the concussive shells coming about as well. Just going to see that hallucination still moving into the middle of the map. A few Marines and the Medivacs coming back around the sides also. Just a lot of these little bits and pieces still coming through at the moment. A bunch of those Marines will be out there, but they're just going to end up loading into the Medivacs and kind of boosting away for the moment, so not going to commit anywhere just yet. Going to head up top and maybe we'll see where they go to. Those Marines and Medivacs continue to move about. Bunny one timing ends this game. You think he's just going to drop in and he's just going to win? Pretty sick if he did, man. Pretty sick if he did. Yo, WardiBot's working now. Wait, is it only reading commands from Twitch chat? Is that what it is? Surely not. I sent the bracket link into YouTube and Twitch, so that's something. That's something. Our Marines will unload. Medivacs popping out from them, and just going to be seeing the Temple Archives, couple of gates, they charge, the +2, the Colossus on the way. Get those Dropper Lords all coming about, so we're going to see Fant looking for something. In the end, Bunny did not drop to win this game. So unfortunately for you guys, wanting the game to end early for some reason, it will not! It will go on, believe it or not. The game continues as we actually have a good collection of units all gathering in the center. Ling Roach Stalker joining up there, +1 attack in terms of missiles and melee on the way from Fant. And we'll see where we go in these next few moments. As another scan comes about, another few Stalkers continue to move around as well, just for the moment. So we continue to get that on the go right now. A Stalker's going to come over. The Observer overhead is going to be seeing a little bit of a blink through onto a couple of Stalkers. Not going to do too much just yet, as the rest of that comes about here. You'll see the Overseer going to take a few shots of damage as well. Marine Marauder tank all continue to come through. The armory, the depot is building up. +2 on the charge coming in. We are going to have ourselves the rest of this continue to come around as well, just for a few moments. Just trying to see what else is going on right now. Dropper Lords will make their way through, so away we go. Spreading out, trying to get different mineral lines. Actually, could have killed one of them here immediately as... oh, sorry, that's that's his teammate Stalkers. Never mind, I'm being dumb. I thought SOS was underneath ready to play defense. My brain's not turned on for 2v2 yet, apparently, guys. Too much to think about. One guy actually has, you know, they each have a teammate and they work together. Unbelievable. I don't know if I love what the Stalkers are doing. Bunny is going to have to deal with a lot of units on the right side. Ling, Zealot, Roach. He has a bunch of tanks. Tanks do not love the Zealots. And actually, the Zealots absorb a lot of the tank shots, which means that the Roaches are going to really survive through. If the tanks had hit the Roach, they would have liked this a lot more. I guess what I don't love is that the Zealots do kind of run out, and as the Zealots run out, the Roaches are left against bio units, so it's not good enough in the end. Bunny holds on the right side. Alex and Fant do not succeed well enough on the left side. SOS's army did show up finally to try and do something defensively in that position and does make a little bit more of it happen. As I do see a few extra Archons and so coming up, seeing what else is going on. The Colossus still building through, the extra Zealots coming by. A group of Banelings will morph in here from Fant as well as we get ready to go for more here in the next few moments. Zealot Stalker still joining up together. Lane Bane on the way, Carapace upgrade coming through. The Hive is on the way up as well, just currently getting that online. Need to ping about a little bit. Bio going to come towards the watchtower for a few moments. Get into position there and try and see what else is going on. Gonna see a little scan coming about. We will see the Ravager's going to get chased away. He's just going to push those back a little bit. There's a couple corrosive bowels coming down. Scan continues to sit there. There's a little pick off being made for the moment. Just going to have ourselves the +2 melee, the +1 Carapace coming about, the Zealots and the +2 attack still building, the Lings, Banes, and the Roach all wanting to try and get in down onto the bottom side here currently. So again, try and see what else is going on as we push straight into this. A couple of tank shots will go off, the Banes will fire. Again, this army continues to move through for a couple of moments right now, just heading into the main base. As SOS and Bunny continue to play cleanup, they're getting close to being maxed out. I mean, you know, Alex is actually getting pretty close to being maxed out as well, but he's not quite there yet, so that might be something for us to keep our eyes on as well, see exactly how he plays this. I think it's Fant who's kind of the struggle at the moment because he just doesn't quite have enough overall to really, truly challenge that of SOS and Bunny himself. He's getting an Ultra Cavern, which I like. He has got quite a bit of money, so maybe he's just really waiting for the Ultra Cavern as an option for him to maybe come across the map and make something happen, so perhaps that becomes our possibility here. There's a few more units gather on the left side. Disruptor is going to come moving across as well. That will continue to come in. The few Zealots and the Stalker still gathering. Another scan coming down. Colossus firing away. The couple of Zealots will take some shots, and the Bio Army continues to move over to that left-hand side at the moment. So we continue to step over here. Tanks will siege. Bio will stim. Just going to see the Hatchery already taking some damage. The Hatch taking a few hits. Lings and Banes coming about. Ling Ravager pushing through already. Couple corrosive bars coming right into the center here. The Bio going to try and step out into the middle again. I mean, this is a base going down. Fant did get close to max now. Like I say, he had money banked up, and it does seem as though that money banked up is going to end up going quite a ways for him in terms of helping out and potentially getting something done. The mothership here from SOS as well. Nothing happening on SOS and Bunny's side of the map during this. I think they can probably just push up, man. I mean, they're against a maxed out Berserk Protoss army. I don't think this fight's going to go terrible unless you eat the Fungals. Oh my god. The Fungals are insane. Bunny's army's going to absolutely melt. Maybe that is the fight you need. Fungals were amazing. The Ultras get to chomp. Now SOS's army on its own maybe is not good enough. Let's find out. Colossus have done a lot of work. I tell you what, the Marauders are working through these Ultras. The last Ultra or two going down now. Some Zealots are going to show up. These Colossus might be the biggest issue. 5 Colossus right now, then 4 Colossus from SOS. Kind of a ridiculous back and forth. The Marauders stim through. Some of those still remain. Despite those massive Fungals, I tell you what, I think Fant and Led Alex were super fortunate because if those Fungals hadn't landed the way they did, I actually think they melt. But the fact they caught so much bio all at once, the spell casting landing, that I think is an absolutely massive deal. So you are just going to see those Stalkers able to get in on the bottom side, just going to pick off that Overlord and take that down as well. So Overlord going down, just going to be having the rest of this army coming back through too. For a couple of moments, heading back toward the center of the map here currently. Pulling over in this direction and seeing where everything else takes us for a few seconds. Infestors and Ultra still building up, the army collecting together right now. +3 attack on the way in, and we have carriers building from SOS, so he's definitely starting to feel comfortable about where he is at and where he wants to take things in the near future, it would seem. That part definitely looking pretty decent across the board right now as the Bio plays a little bit of cleanup for a few moments. Tanks still siege. A Stalker on the high ground will take a few shots of damage. Let's see the rest of this Bio gathering up. The Colossus are going to come through. We are going to see the Drop Lords coming about right now. Just going to have the Drop Lords and the Ultras all building. So I'm excited to see if Fant can do something. The supplies of Fant and Alex are sitting at 150 to 160. Bunny and SOS have definitely rebounded a little bit more strongly in terms of their rebuild. It's not like there's money banked up from Alex or Fant either, so it does look as though the Koreans are likely getting themselves the advantage well and truly set up in this Game 3 of the opening match today. Like I say, it's been quite the epic to start us off, if nothing else. And so we do have the Ling's going to run back over. There's a drop over here from Bunny, so he's going to do some damage, get some Queen. A few Lings are not going to sort this out, so we're going to need more of a response. As we leave here, we might end up in some trouble, because as you can see, the Stalkers were there. They blink up to try and chase and get as much done as they can, but overall, this is going to be the Medivac escaping out of there alive and well, cozy and comfortable for the moment. Ultra still being produced through. Like I said, I do think as well the lack of a change of army composition here from Alex and Fant is probably going to be an issue as well, where SOS has, for example, added in the carriers. His army's significantly gotten better over time here. I think you can just see there's definitely ways in which this is going to be a problem long term, so again, definitely feeling like that is likely going to be a problem and an issue. Let's see how our it's looking to fight. We're actually going to stim downwards. There's a drop of Lords into the main base. So Bunny needs to probably not pull everything over there. It's just some Lings. I actually think he's going to be fine already, and he does start to turn around with everything else. So he does fix what was about to be a big overreaction. So drop Lords go through. Let's see that Bio Army still pushing across. Viking is going to fire. The Overlord will take a little bit more damage still. And Bio coming back through again. Just going to see the Ling Ultra Force coming about once again. We do see the Zealot Stalker Colossus army gathering up as well. Viking's going to shoot. Colossus taking some damage already. It's going to be seeing a couple of shots coming around already now and just get this settled in. And we're going to be having some trade outs. Also has some Bunny still. I wonder what they're waiting for. I wonder what they feel like gets better for them here. Maybe +2 air weapons. Maybe just upgrades in general is going to be a bonus. But I do feel like maybe they just don't recognize that Fant and Alex were not really kind of set up for kind of another fight or so already. And so they were just kind of, you know, thinking that it's maxed out each. They didn't want to go pushing into a bad position. And so they don't put themselves in that position straight away. Or at least they try not to put themselves in that position straight away. Rest of the army from Fant comes down to the bottom side of the map. The army in the center settles down as well. A couple of Vikings, bunch of Marauders coming through. We have the ship weapon upgrade coming up as well as everything else right now. We are seeing SOS aggressively shoving forward a little bit right now. The carriers in the skies looking to get involved and looking to be a part of this. As the Liberators will also get their sieges out and into place right now. Hatchery once again in some trouble. We've seen this one before. It's going to go down very quickly and rapidly, so that's going to be an easy pick-off. On the bottom side, the Ling Ultra is going to come running through as well. Marauders are going to shoot, going to try and kite back for a little while, trying to pull away from some of these Zealots and Lings and Ultras that are all running through. The missile turret going down. Bio Army going to take a turn, fight onto those Ultras once again. Just going to see the army continue to collapse in on this and just trying to get a little bit more of a catch. And we're going to have the, again, Bio just having to back away. SOS and Alex are the guys who this fight may come down to, because Bunny had to back up a little bit. I mean, Fant ran out of units pretty quickly as well. And unfortunately for Alex, he is just being chased in SOS's army. I think the carriers are just actually unstoppable right now. Like, there's just nothing to deal with them. As we throw the cloaking down as well, we're going to guarantee that there's nothing to deal with these carriers, because they just cannot be seen even right now. I mean, it just does not get any worse than this right here for Alex and Fant, who are probably on the verge of the GG buttons. Well, maybe not. Their supplies are still up there. It's just not great having to rebuild, and a lot of Alex's supply now is a rebuild of Zealot Stalker, so he will also know absolutely that this is definitely going in the wrong direction and not quite the way he would have been dreaming of. This one definitely does seem to be heading the way of the Korean players. A bit of a banger of a series to start us off, because it will be a full 1-1 series. Bunny and SOS going to get the edge in the end. The Bio will stim underneath. Zealot Stalker will still try and chase, and just have the carrier. The other upgrades going through. Assimilator is going to get jumped on. A few interceptors going to fly out once again as well. The Mortal Carrier and the rest coming over is just going to see the Vikings, the Bio Army coming across. The Fungal Growth coming down. Oh my goodness, massive Stasis Horde over here is going to be huge. Just going to see those Marauders continue to fight. The Zealots keep on dropping. The cannons and the battery will continue to settle. Marauders are going to turn around again. We'll see a few Stalkers taking some shots. Infestors and the Lings still building up as the Bjuns will continue to trade out. A couple of those Zealots keep dropping. They will charge in. Vikings will try and fight the army coming in from the other side. Again, SOS's army has looked unstoppable for quite a few moments at this point, and I think at this point it is kind of just done and dusted. So yeah, I think that one's probably going to be it. GG's. SOS and Bunny take opening game of the day. There you have it. Alright, just going to test a couple things on my bot, guys. If it spams in chat a little bit. Okay, that part's working, so I just need to maybe refresh. I'm going to go over here. Edit this down to just that. Save. Alright, let's try it like that and see if that starts working. Is it actually working if I type it in YouTube now? No. That's so weird. You like the chair? Thank you. Okay, so there must be something I'm missing on the bot setup. Let's find ourselves another matchup, guys. I imagine the majority of things have potentially started. Oh, that one's got steadfast in. Jump out of there. Maybe let's check the Korean server quickly. Let's have a little peek around, guys, just try and figure out what we're gonna jump into next. Do do do. Bow bow. Can't log into Korea. If they start within the last minute, I'm gonna be upset because it'll be because we get scammed. That's a long series though, so a lot of the second round matches are probably already underway, which is probably going to be the issue we find here, guys. A lot of stuff already just started off more than likely, so we'll have to figure this out a bit. Oh, they're out of game, so maybe we can jump into a second game of Bjun solo versus Kira Rogue. Maybe that would work. Do 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 do. All right. Cool. Cool. Oh. Oh. That makes so much more sense. There's a sources button, so I can click it to read it from YouTube chat as well. Oh, we're figuring it out, guys. Figuring it out. Bit by bit. hang on. Let me edit all these quickly, and we'll go in game. Makes so much more sense. Okay, right, let's go in game. These guys did just tell me, no, I can't see what the score is. I can't go out again. Oh, I hate this UI. This UI is one of the few UIs that locks you out of the chat. So I can't actually check what the score is. They've already played a game, guys, so I'm not sure what the score is. I'm going to have to check afterwards. But I'm not sure what the score is. They definitely already played one game, though, and I just didn't read it because I was doing other things. Apologies. Oh, oh, oh. The timer worked as well. Oh my god, it's all working. It's all working. Oh my god, it's working everywhere. Oh, breakthrough. The bot has come alive. Okay, I will stop messing around with the bot, guys, because it's now doing everything that I set it up to do, and so I can relax. You guys ever have that thing where it's like, you should really just let something go, it doesn't really matter right now, but it's like, you know it should be working, and you just like, it's in my mind, like, it needs fixing, because if I don't fix it, like, it's annoying me that it's not doing what it should do, and I want to figure it out before I focus on something else. That's what I've been having go on, basically, so. That's been a thing. Alright, that means that you guys can, it's funny, there's actually some level of of cross-platform interaction, guys, because you guys on Twitch can do commands and YouTube can do commands, and you guys will see each other's commands pop up from the bot. Not that that's actually kind of cool, but it's cool to me. My old bot broke yesterday, and I found a new bot, and it turns out bots have gone a long way in the last 10 years since I first got a bot. I only ever have had one bot. It turns out that yeah, who would have guessed? Things have changed, guys. Things have updated. People have made cooler programs and software and stuff. Isn't that just crazy? Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it? Overlord gonna get chased around for a few moments. The Marine will continue to come in. Just go after that, because that will go down. So Serral gonna lose an Overlord early. Q are able to get the KO. Had to lift the barracks off, so that's not being active for a little bit, but not too big of a deal. We're not too upset about that typically. As we move through and see where we go next. Link Speed Lair, Hatchery coming through, stop on the Tech Lab coming about as well. Continue to get that on the way just for a couple moments. Get that started. And away we go as the starport lifts off and moves over to the Tech Lab. Barracks going to be coming down there as well. Get that underway. Cloaking starting up, Banshee building, Tech Lab building through, and away we go. Well, Factory will move off over to the sides, and again we have the cloaking coming up. They'll land the Bane Nest here. Obviously it's Terran Zerg versus Terran Zerg. Kira and Rogue playing through this one as we settle down, of course. What's actually really fun is to see a lot of these guys are going to be playing in the WardiTV Team League. If you haven't seen the WardiTV Team League Wikipedia page, it's looking fine. It's actually looking pretty awesome, so that part's looking great as you just see the Tech Lab coming about. It's going to be setting through. The Bane Nest about to be done. The Spire coming up. A few drones and lings coming over as well. Let's just have this Zergling kind of check up to see what's going on for a few moments. So I'm just going to bring that about. And get the lair, the Evo Chambers, the drones all counting through. The Queen in production. We just have our Cyclone being added for a couple moments as well, so we get that into place. Banshee will get a few more shots off. The drones will take a little bit more damage, so a few more shots coming in already. Spire, the drones, the Overlord, a lot of that coming through initially, and we'll just have ourselves the Hellions and the Banshee gathering together. The Overseer, as you can see, passing by there right now as well, so just going to be moving through with that one. And as we get settled, and like I say, we'll see where that Overseer takes us. We'll see what goes on next few moments of this and move around a little. Spire is going to continue to build into play for the moment. That Stimpack coming through. The Infernal Pre-Igniter going to be absolutely part of that as well. As you can see, the Cyclone lock-on going to be good for an Overseer kill, so we'll just take that KO nice and easy. And again, Stim on the way. Upgrades all building. Macfield on the way out. There's going to be a little bit of mech on the side of Q. Well, it's definitely going to be bio from Bjun, so We are seeing differences already develop here. And it's also going to be mutas from Solo against the Hydra Den coming up from Rogue right now as well. So very different kind of ways of getting set up initially here in this 2v2 game, as you can see going on right now. So a lot of that continues to come up and into place. Factory coming about, Infestation Pit coming online. It's going to see the Overlord, the Hydras, and so coming up as well. And a couple of Queens. I mean, this Queen comes back over, injects for a couple of moments. Just going to put that back in place. We continue through for a couple of moments then. So yeah, well, that's still just coming on up. Couple armory coming down there. I do like, I mean, overall, I think what we've really seen is it's an army that's going to prep for the later game in Curia Rogue versus an army that wants to work, you know, make action work right now in Bjun and Solo's army. So I actually think we see a very cool kind of combination of styles, because it's Terran Zerg versus Terran Zerg, but both players on both sides are doing very different things. So you really are going to get a little bit of a clash of what's happening here. First Widow Mine shot is a double mine shot, and it's actually going to be very effective for coming through and delivering a little bit of a punch onto those Mutalisks, which do have to retreat backward following that. So Mutas do peel away. These come back around again. Combat shield coming up. 1-1 upgrades are all coming around as well. So just going to be seeing the rest of this continue to come about and move around for a couple of moments, as we do have the rest of this continue to come through. Oh, I've got to run ads between the series because I was distracted. Ah! Alright, well, put the snooze on them, guys, and hopefully we can keep them clear from coming into play. We can get that set back up. Marines coming over. Overseer's going to come through. Cyclones continue to gather around. We'll just see the Cyclone's going to go in there. The Hellions will get picked off. The Raven overhead as well. Cyclones will just shoot, and again we see a few more meters going down. The anti-armor missile coming around as well. Yeah, 2 upgrades coming about then straight around. There's engineering bays, Ling Muta Bane still coming through. Gonna get a couple of pings around. Tanks are set up nicely at the moment. Just going to see the extractors. Already taking some shots as well. It's going to see that extractor going down. A few drones taking some damage. The spores coming about also right here. He's going to see those extra meters and the lings continue to come about, bringing that in. Queen is in production as well. We're going to have ourselves a big push over here with the fungal getting the catch. Bjorn's army is going to melt. I really just feel as though this has been an entire setup, which has just been... Those Banes are actually going to do decently because there's no fungal left over for the Banelings. Oh, it's kind of awkward because it's much worse for Rogue than it felt like it should have been. This entire setup just feels as though it's been very, like I say, very like, let's do something right now from kind of Solar and Bjun, only without the urgency and without the ability to actually get much done. The meters have been pretty inactive and pretty unsuccessful. I don't like this now. They're trying to push in before Lurkers are out, but these Lurkers are going to be out soon. And the mech army is going to really back this up very well also. I think this is already looking dismal for Solar and Bjun, but we'll see if they can maybe still make it work. See what maybe happens here is a couple of Lurkers will burrow up. It's going to see a little ping of target onto a hatchery here for a few moments as well. The Cyclones continue to gather around for a couple of moments. The tanks will set up. Fungal coming down. We're just going to have ourselves the Mutalisks and the Overlord Speed coming up in the next few moments as well. Zerglings will continue into place. We're going to see that army still setting up. A couple tanks will come into place in a few moments right now. Just going to see the army going to pull back over. We will settle into this. This army still trying to step forward for a few moments as well. They're just figuring out where it is that they can maybe get to, see exactly how they might be able to aid each other here in these next few moments. Nothing really too much just yet though, still. Just kind of sat here, Sol and Bjun, who are kind of maxing up in terms of supply. I just still don't love it. Are we going to try and engage into this position? It looks like we might break into this as Kira and Rogue. So going to come up from this right-hand side. The army on the left side. Oh, what a fungal on the Ling Bane portion of this army. Second fungal to refresh there. A lot of these Banes will go down before they even pop. And There's just no hope at all. This is what I mean when I say there's just two very different qualities of armies fighting each other right now. And that is that Kira and Rogue is just way better set. And they're going to realize, I think, that they can keep going at this point as well. Rogue keeps pushing up. Those Marines keep taking a chance to kind of come through. I don't know where Kira went. Okay, he pulled back to deal with the mutas, but like I actually don't think that's the right call because he should have been there to team up with the Rogue. Rogue actually ended up basically 1v2ing there and gave up a bunch of supply. So the mutas actually become very effective in terms of just distracting the opposition and giving you a chance to kind of make them make a mistake. And then Rogue, yeah, a bit of miscommunication because Kira, like I say, started to pull back. Rogue committed in. I think they should have just sent it. The mutas were going to do damage, whatever. You were on the verge of killing them. If you send that mech army forward, I just don't think there's a way you don't kill them. And if you don't kill them, well, then they're dead. Then the mutas don't matter, you know? I get it. It's a little bit risky, but I think that's one of those moments that you just commit to. I think that's just a communication call that Rogue and Kira could be a little bit better at. I mean, it gives Bjun and Solo a chance to catch back up on supply. I still don't love where their supply is at, obviously, in the grand scheme of things right now. I'm just going to be seeing the Lings and the Banes coming back over. Just going to get the Lings wrapping around onto a siege tank, looking for another. And a couple of medevacs going to boost over to the far right side as well to keep moving through with that. Now the Fungal going to catch a few of those Marines. You'll see the Hydra still stepping up. The Lurker Den coming into play as well with these Lurkers getting forward, and Bjun's army once again going to get wiped out. To be fair, Kira's army is kind of on its own against the Ling meter on the left side. The drop over here is actually going to do a lot as Bjun will lose a medevac to the missile turret, but hey, you know what? He's otherwise still doing pretty well. These Marines did a lot of damage before they get cleaned up, so we will see a lot of them going down right now. Let me back out in the center. This army from Rogue is pushing us again and again. Just the lack of synergy from Rogue and Kira in a way, because it feels though Rogue's pushing once again on his own. I get it, Kira's back playing defense, but did that really mean that Rogue could kind of go across? Yeah, I think in this case, yeah, maybe it did. But I do think that's one of those times where, like I say, this time it felt less costly. The first time out, it actually felt pretty costly. You can see the mutas flying into Cyclone. It's never really a good sign. Chi-Chi's going to get called by Bjun. Sola, I imagine, is going to be very soon after. Kira left the game? Oh my god. Kira left the game before Sola did. Oh my goodness. That would have been a disaster. Holy. Oh my god. That's wild. What both of them, that's actually hilarious. Oh, yeah, it was 0-1 as well for Bjun Sola, by the way, guys. Finally getting the score update. So it was actually, that's a 2-0 by Rogue and Kira. Rogue and Kira knocking off some of the top dog 2v2ers in the Korean scene. Bjun Sola had big success in one of the first UTHERMAL events this year, so that was definitely a factor. Cool. All right, I just want to change the timer again, guys. I'm going to change that to, what's 7:20, I think. Let's get that to play a little bit less frequently. Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. All right. What's next? Kira and Rogue. I don't love their section. Honestly, I don't think that's super crazy. MaxPax and Lambo already won. They could play SOS and Buddy. herO and Shin are going to wait for opponents as well. That could be interesting too. And then Trigger and Clem are going to play... Oh, Trigger, Clem, UTHERMAL, Serral. Okay, never mind. I see already what we're going to actually want to cast. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to BRB a moment, guys, but I'm also going to quickly take a couple moments. Let's go check on something. Alright, I'll just BRB a couple moments, guys. I'll see you guys in a moment of BRB.
Hello everyone and welcome to the WardiTV sellout button, where we press one button and tell you guys all the ways you can support the stream and the StarCraft 2. First of all, don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel if you're watching over there, and secondly, if you're watching on Twitch, you can hit the follow to see when we go live. On Twitch, don't forget you use your Prime subs, they are free and they are awesome. If you do not use your Prime, we will say you're committing a crime. Of course, you can sub regularly, you can gift the subs, there's a membership system on the YouTube as well, and one of the most important things is to also check out the Patreon, patreon.com/WardiTV, where 100% of everything goes directly into StarCraft 2 tournament prize money. Is there a better deal than that? Yeah! Gifting subs, because then you just spread the joy of WardiTV and StarCraft to others. What isn't there to love?
Hello, guys. Welcome back. Cool. So, kick this off in a few moments. Get back at it. Beautiful. Thanks for your patience. Cool. So, hectic day, busy day. Getting back on track, though. What do I want to do? I want to watch UTHERMAL stream until he finishes with his current game. Alright. UTHERMAL's playing with Serral, so I'm just going to watch UTHERMAL and Serral play that game. The winner of this plays Clem and Trigger. So, kind of feels like a cool match to go into. So I'll watch this for a few moments, and I will also try and fix an extra thing on the bot. Alright, I'm just watching from UTHERMAL's point of view, guys, so I'll just let you guys kind of chill. I don't have much to say over it. Like I said, I'm just trying to sort something out as we go, so figure that out and go from there. Coolio. Cool. Cool. So, Serral and UTHERMAL were up a game. It's just UTHERMAL's point of view. Obviously, he's playing with Serral. I highly recommend you guys go and watch. Serral is streaming as well. A beautiful 1.5k viewers. So freaking cool, man. Yeah. Big day for Serral, man. Playing some Pig Fest, playing some 2v2. Yay. But yeah, we'll just chill here and keep an eye on things for a little bit, guys, and see how it goes and see what happens. We have a few carriers moving about. You're going to see the Hydra's going to try and get underneath those carriers and get in position to try and deal some damage. Those carriers are actually getting blasted for a couple of moments here, so not going to have the greatest of times right now. As you're going to be seeing This army on the opposing side is not really looking as though it's going to stand up to it. The tank line obviously is scary to be just straight up kind of attacking into, but we're fine. We're going to kill more than enough here. You can see that Serral's already kind of pulling back as well, and those carriers will keep on going down. I think this one is... It's not been perfect. I mean, at the end of the day, like, Serral actually lost a lot of his supply as well, so I'm going to say it was super pretty. Maybe they committed up there and they didn't need to commit quite as hard as they did. Obviously, we're kind of jumping in a few minutes in as well, so I'm not sure what the exact eco scenario is and stuff as well. So that's, something I'm kind of figuring out as we go here as well, just trying to give you the best updates that I can as to how this is looking and what it's feeling as though is going on. Just going to be seeing the command center going to drop down on that far right side, so UTHERMAL keeps expanding. Obviously, watching from his point of view. Gives Serral the control of some units. I like it. Some tanks will begin to siege. Storm is going to come down. Serral trying to push into this position. I mean, the Storm very good at zoning those Hydras out. The mothership overhead going to help, but there was a scan. Well, it was just detection in general, so it's not going to be that problematic right now. You can see the Cyclone locking onto that, that mothership is getting some good damage done. Just going to be seeing a couple of units trying to step through. There's just tanks kind of starting to surround everywhere, so UTHERMAL kind of getting that going to Serral. I'm not sure how much he has. It looks like he's got quite a sizable army still on the left side. Okay, they're going to get the GG out here. And they are going to get the dub. So Serral and UTHERMAL will end up pushing through. And like I say, I believe it's going to be Clem and Trigger in their sights up next. So we'll get Trigger Clem versus UTHERMAL Serral on the go in just a few moments, guys. Perfect. It'll probably be a little bit of time before they get started because they need a veto, but that gives us some time to get things going as well, guys. So, give that a couple of moments. And we'll just run some ads just while we wait for what will probably be a couple minutes of vetoing or so at the very least. So, the one thing about these TVTs is usually the veto process is one of the longest parts of it. So, we'll kick this off. Get this on the go, and get this ready to party onwards. Coolio. Coolio. Alright, we'll just wait on the server and get this ready to kick off, guys. Like I say, probably a couple minutes of videos. We can get that properly underway. Get this started up. Cool, cool, cool. Do, do, boom, 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 boom. Oh, cool. I feel like it's been a day. I don't even know what's really been going on. I've just been, like I say, doing admin work and getting stuff set up and stuff. And I'm just like, man, kind of ready just to kind of sit back and enjoy the StarCraft now that I've got a bunch of things all set up and everything. Do 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 bum bum bum. How's everyone feeling? It's very quiet in chat today. You guys okay? Everyone just chilling? I know there's been a lot of StarCraft on the day, so I imagine a lot of people are just kind of lingering back, and there's a lot of people streaming and stuff as well, so yeah, if you are out there, then nice to see you. Come say hi, or just enjoy lurking. Do not feel the need to talk if you don't want to. Just let it be known that I appreciate you guys no matter what. Do do do. Boom 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 boom. Do do. Boom boom boom. Boom boom. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Do some Team League admin work while we wait for a game. Plan trigger, no, we need to be here, just waiting for UTHERMAL, so like I said, a video and stuff and everything. Beautiful, beautiful. Had a game today against a McTarenway. Tech Marin, you as you traded 62k versus 30k, and you still won because you had every single expansion on the map. Yeah. The beauty of StarCraft, like the genuine, I actually think that's one of the coolest ways in which StarCraft 2 works, when you see these games that like, you can see someone's trading terribly, but they just completely control the map as well. And it's just like, maybe it's not the coolest thing necessarily, but I think it's such a cool factor of StarCraft 2, like, just one statistic is not always the story of the game. Like, the game is deep enough to have multiple stories and so on be true, you know? So yeah, I think it's very cool. I like it a lot. Who would have guessed we would have liked StarCraft? Ay. Alright guys, we are just waiting for, like I said, some videos to come through, and they will get hosted, and we will get invited once they get hosted, but we'll just take a few moments for them to get that hosting set up and stuff sorted out, so that's what we're waiting on. But just chilling otherwise, we're just taking it easy, take a few minutes, and we'll hopefully be able to kick this off, and continue through. What round are we in? We're in round of 8 upper bracket. Obviously there's a lot of lower bracket to play, that is all best of 1 in the lower bracket, so... yeah, I will say there is a chance I don't cast everything today, guys. I'm probably not going to go much beyond 4.5-ish hours of streaming. So if it looks like if we're like 4 hours deep and it looks like we're not really going to get to the conclusion, I might call it early. This tournament just starts a little bit later than my usual schedule and stuff, so it's a little awkward, but not the end of the world. Just yeah, a little bit off beat. So, just a little factor to mention for you guys that might come around, just in case you're wondering. But like I said, we'll obviously try our best to stream as much as we can, cast as much as we can and stuff as well. Serral streaming, what sorcery is this? Yeah, streaming that 2v2, man. Cashing in. Serral UTHERMAL 2v2 combo stream. Content galore, I believe, is how that works. Content galore. Yeah, I will keep an eye on these guys when they go in game. We'll get to it, guys. I actually do think this will generally be a very good matchup, to be honest. So I think that should be pretty cool. Do 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 bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. Sweet. Just waiting to resume, guys. Hopefully, like I say, they don't take too long. This is my least favorite part of these 2v2 events, I swear. Is like we always end up waiting so long for vetoes. Like every single time without fail, I feel like we end up waiting on the vetoes for what feels like an eternity. It's not really a complaint, it's just kind of feels like that's how it goes, you know? Just kind of feels like that's how it goes. Do 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 boom 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 boom. Do 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 do. Alright, some videos are being done, but like I say, just gotta wait a little more. Maybe a couple, so we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We are getting there. It may seem like slow process, but I promise you, slow progress, but it is still progress. It is still progress. Slowly but surely we shall achieve greatness here. Ay, ay, ay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Just bopping along because I got not much else to say really. Yeah, just chilling on the downtime, guys. Chilling on the downtime. New bed of chaos is going to be our opening map, it seems. So we'll kick this off and get this ready to go. Kick into this in just a few moments, guys, and we'll be off and away into this next matchup. Wow, Steadfast is here as well. Steadfast, buddy. You can't just take another section of the bracket and then show up over here. Ay. Brackets, it's fine. Before someone calls me out. Oh, do you hate Steadfast? Ah! You them as the organizer and you also players? Yeah. Of course, I mean, why would you not want to play a cool tournament you make for something you enjoy? Alright, we are in the lobby, so we'll be good to go in a moment, guys. And it'll be Serral versus Clem. Brackets with UTHERMAL and a trigger included. Yeah. It's always a it's also always a slightly amusing one, right? Always a slightly amusing one. As we get ready to kick this all off. Let's do it. Let's jump in game. We're going to start down in the bottom right side here in the upper bracket round of 8 of this UTHERMAL 2v2 Circuit March Cup. with the blue Terran and blue Protoss, it is going to be Clem and Trigger. A 2v2 combo that I've seen a lot of success in their time playing together already. Let's see if they can pull out some magic today. They got close to winning. Was it last time out? They got close to winning. Yeah, they got second place last time out, lost in the finals by a map. And yeah, didn't play in the first one of the year. Yeah. Yep. They lost to MaxPax and Lambo both times last time around, so MaxPax and Lambo had the magic on the day. But this is obviously a different combo in the upper left now, as it's UTHERMAL and Serral on the other side. Serral and Clem had a little meeting earlier today already, as they played some Pigfest action against one another. So, be interested to see what happens today in the 2v2 rematch, essentially, of the two. Who should win this? I've got no idea, honestly. Who should win this? I think Clem and Trigger have better synergy because they've worked together before. They've played more 2v2 cups together. So I do think that goes a long way. But does that mean that they are unbeatable? Absolutely not. I think Serral and UTHERMAL are going to be great. UTHERMAL understands 2v2 at a high level. I do think UTHERMAL does oftentimes rely on the sometimes the crazier kind of build styles and stuff as well, though. So I do think when that's a factor, it's sometimes a little bit tough sometimes. When you're kind of trying to play the weird things and sometimes it doesn't work out. Maybe Serral will kind of whip him into shape and kind of keep him being a little bit more regulated here. Maybe that's a possibility as well. Yes, we'll see. Reaper going to be on the move back and forth for a few moments. That link speed is coming up. The Marine and the Adept both building through just for a few moments. We get a lot of that on the way by now. We'll see where things are going to get going. Like I say, real soon as we continue by. The barracks coming about. Link speed, the Queens, the drones all coming through. That Cyclone's still building in as well. So, again, a lot of these little bits and pieces coming around for the moment. And the Reaper actually going to get caught as it tries to leave here. And UTHERMAL's Reaper will get chased away by the Reaper of Clem. The Adept Shade not close enough to actually catch the Reaper, unfortunately. So it does manage to slide on out of there despite the attempted chase down that we just had. It's not going to go anywhere in the end. Going to have that link speed, that Queen continue to build through. Again, the Command Center coming up as well, so bring a lot of that into play. And Cyclone on the way from UTHERMAL. Very much so just an early game setup at the moment. Nothing too crazy just yet. And let's just take a couple of moments and see where things will go. Because we'll take a chance to jump on each other. A couple Marines are going to come about. That Reaper going to gather. And engineering base, command center all coming through. The SCVs and the Marines will keep on building in and get a lot of that coming through in the next few moments. So, yeah, we're bringing a lot of the rest of that just up and running right now. And yeah, a couple of drones, the Overlord coming about. The Spore Crawler keeps building through. We have the engineering base on the orbital as well. And Stimpack also coming into place just for the moment as the Cyclone will continue to chase forward the Lings as well. Looking to get through and to try and make something happen here as we look for a catch on a few units. Not going to find too much just yet. I mean, the Lings are still going to run in and try and find some trouble. Cause a couple of issues if available. We're going to get a bit of a wraparound. So able to do a little extra as well. Helping to play cleanup on the Cyclones. So that will be a cleanup, and that is, again, something that should generally be added on here. Be it, something that gets added additionally to this. Just going to see those mules dropping down. Clem's engineering bays are popping. The 1-1 upgrade's already on the way through, so that's going to be something we can definitely keep our eyes on and yeah, kind of affix ourselves to. Watch how those engineering bays go, see how quickly he gets those upgrades. Because UTHERMAL is going bio himself. He's adding on extra barracks, he's getting an engineering bay of his own, but Clem's going to have great upgrades this game. It's going to be amazing against the Zerg army, amazing against the, in any sort of TVT kind of Marine fight as well. So I love that for Clem. Trigger heading into some Phoenix second Stargate as well, so he'll continue to head into Phoenix over the next few minutes. Get those Phoenix setting up, and we'll look to control this. A lot you can do, especially against Zerg with the Phoenix. There's not a lot that Zerg can do against Phoenix super early unless you kind of go for a dedicated response. Because even if you kind of go like Hydras are like, they're good against Phoenix. They will shoot back at Phoenix. Phoenix will die to Hydras. But there's also that situation where it's like Phoenix will die to Hydras, but Phoenix will also be able to lift up Hydras and kind of bully Hydras a bit if they can kind of find the right situation as well. So there's that to kind of be considered in that scenario too, where those Hydras could be kind of, you know, picked apart a couple at a time and stuff, and that's more easily done in 2v2 where it becomes very chaotic. There's a lot going on. Units are running everywhere as well. So I do think that's something else to kind of, like I say, keep an eye on and to look at as the starport comes through. The barracks are all coming into play still. So we get a lot of that up and running just for the moment. Continue to bring that into place right now. The 1-1 will continue through as well. Gonna settle that in here. A few lings are going to be gathering up nearby, so they're also going to look for that chance. They're going to run forward and go after a couple of these units. The Marine's going to be there, try and fight back just for a little bit. And we do have the Orbital Command going to float over to add on a little bit to this as well. Stimpak, Combat Shield +1 all still building. Marines and Medevacs on the way in. Probe is going to transfer back over. The Combat Shield about to finish up on the side of Clem. Marines and the Medevac still building through on top of everything else. So keep bringing that into place just for now. The Baneling speed is on its way. The melee upgrades all continuing. The +2 carapace is a part of that mixture. We are going to take a chance to dive onto a few Marines here of Clem, who is just kind of on his own. Phoenix don't really help out quickly here. They need to figure out what they want to lift. It's scary because there's a lot of anti-air nearby, so the Phoenix will begin to melt. Serral just has lings. Clem's pulling the SCVs back. Just Clem kind of getting caught. I think the Phoenix in a straight-up fight, obviously not super pretty either. Going to go for a lift on the siege tank, take that out of the equation, but I'm not sure if that's going to last. UTHERMAL going to get that tank back into range of this base, and that's going to be huge. As this push of Serral and UTHERMAL is looking good down the right-hand side. Clem, 10 Marines at a time currently. Trigger on his way to just more and more Phoenix, but they've just not done enough, and especially having that Phoenix count reset feels particularly painful at this point in time. Bio Army is still trying to press further forward. TT upgrades coming about. Just going to be seeing the 11 drones on the way. The Hive still building up as well. A lot more of that continuing through here just for the moment as Phoenix will go around and pick up some reinforcements maybe. But yeah, Clem and Trigger in trouble in this position, and Trigger especially losing so many of those Phoenix. And I just don't know what he really does to kind of get involved in the fights again. Because without a high Phoenix count, a low Phoenix count is going to do very little. I mean, I like this, picking off a Medevac around the other side. That makes a whole lot of sense. That's something that kind of works in your favor. Just going to be seeing those Phoenix still kind of, like I say, going after Medevacs. Probably the best thing they can do. They've got to stay a little bit out of reach now, otherwise they are just going to find themselves in a ton of trouble. Unions end up lifting up, retreating away. The Medevac's still trying to pull this back. The Lings will continue to chase forward. And a couple of siege tanks going to load up to the high ground here and load over there as well. The Phoenix are still nearby, still hanging around, still settling. At this current point, the Lings go the other way. It's going to see a scan coming into position straight away as well. See what else we can do with that. Microbial Shroud on the way up. The T2 upgrades on the way up as well. We'll continue to bring all of that into place, and the Lings get turned around by a few Marines as well. The Orbital Command drops back down onto this left side. At the end of it all, we've held. Clem and Trigger will not fall down, and so they've held for the moment. Microbial Shroud is so interesting from Serral. I'm so curious what he actually uses Microbial Shroud for here. I am so curious what he uses it for. This should be really interesting as the Marine Medevac force pulls out to the left side. It's still a good amount of units here overall. And you are seeing that come into play a little bit right now as you are going to see those Lings taking their dive forward, looking for their opportunity. Nice fungals really helping, and Clem's supply is going to plummet a bit. Just after it felt like they'd kind of done the hard part and kind of held on, they end up in a little bit more trouble again. So not clear sailing, obviously, just yet. Bio units still coming through that panel and taking some big shots. Is UTHERMAL and Serral on the breakthrough, kind of the verge of the breakthrough here? Are they on the verge of the breakthrough here? I think they might be. I think this one might be kind of done right now as I just see the Orbital Command. It's going to continue to float forward. Ultralisk Cavern continues to build through the kite and displaying. You know, that Bio Army going to continue to come around a little bit as well. The Lings get a wrap around. Next is going to be caught. Marines in the tank going to be pulling back. Another scan coming into place already. So builds Microbial in most games when he has money but never uses it. Well, prepared for the situation that no one else provides. A couple of lifts from the Phoenix. Good fungal onto the Phoenix as well. This army still pushing through. Another fungal landing on the Phoenix. He's going to see the mothership here to try and support this as Clem and Trigger will try and get the defense up this ramp. See, the tanks obviously are going to be a really good kind of stronghold, and that's what we're trying to break through, because if we can break through the tanks, we've got a bit more potential in this game, but if those tanks are going to remain alive, it's going to be very, very difficult in the long term. As you can see, the few final units continue to push their way forward. You see the interceptors going big, the Marauders going down, kind of displaying +3 melee all on the way through. Add those extra ultras on. That Spire is about to complete as well. The Lings still chasing by and jumped onto a bunch more SCVs. Things will run down. Pylon going to be taking some damage. Couple of upgrades continue through. Marines will gather, just going to be seeing them start a fight. And have ourselves the... Just continue to come around, just going to be seeing this push up from Clem and Trigger. So, supply definitely starting to dominate a little bit when you look at the numbers, and that does gotta be a little bit scary and a little bit on your mind, right? Definitely seems like a big deal. So coming through, a couple of SCVs get chased away. Just gonna see the medevac going down, a couple of infestors gonna escape back. It's gonna lift again. Infestors again lifted up, the few Marines gonna keep fighting, the Ultra's still gonna dive forward. Just going to be seeing the carrier still pushing through. The Ling Ultra continue to chase for a little bit as well. Marines coming about. A few more SCVs going to get picked away at right now. The Marines continue to chase for those SCVs. Ultras will dive in. SCVs in the orbital command will end up in some trouble. I mean, we've been kind of waiting for this moment. I mean, don't be wrong, to be fair still. I think it's fair to point out that, Clem and Trigger have gotten UTHERMAL supply low. Just Serral supply seems quite dominant, and these Ultras do not really have a great answer against them. The Interceptors and carriers that are out right now, not doing enough. Clem's going to try and get to some libs. That would be very useful here. If we can get to a good amount of them, then sure. But Serral's already building the Corruptors as a response to this, and Serral definitely starting to put this game on his shoulders. He is looking great at this point in time. Well, Ultras and the Lings will continue to get pushing there for a couple of moments. We'll see a little jump. And over on this side as we dive in for a couple moments, going to see those Interceptors are going to activate through, and there's Trigger's army that we've got to be able to deal with here. I think that's the only scary thing. These carriers are going to pack a bit of a punch. Corruptor count is not super high yet. The Marines will be useful. But Infestors to help out as well. We have got the bio behind from Clem. Going to try and support this. We eat a massive bungle. It's not going to do too much on its own accord, though, which is maybe one of the bigger deals right now to take note of. So nothing too crazy just yet. The Interceptor's still trying to fight their way through this. Trigger's army is actually holding strong. Are these carriers actually going to go unstopped? I really felt like Serral prepping Corruptors. I just kind of presumed they were going to kind of come out with an answer to this, but the carriers are kind of just saying no, and Trigger is actually going to be the strong arm in this game to get it done. 170 and 90 supply makes up for 260 against the 260 on the opposing side, but these Marines will melt. And again, if these Interceptors can keep rebuilding, there's a lot of Interceptors dead right now. So we may need to actually just take a moment or two to actually slow and actually just rebuild the Interceptors, but I love what Clem's doing, just throwing the Liberated Siege Zones on top of this army as well, just trying to make sure that nothing is able to kind of run underneath it easily. Nice time over, going to slow down a bunch of those Marines. The Corruptor's going to get turned onto once again. And again, it's just the rate of Interceptors. We are seeing Interceptors going down. Like, Trigger is about to have no damage output because the Interceptors are all falling. Is this actually going to turn out to be enough? We pull back, a few bio units will show up. There's the Liberator that's going to go down. We will pull away. We're actually going to recall the carriers, which means that this attack We'll have to reset and go again. That's going to give more time for UTHERMAL and Serral to get set up against this, which might be good enough. Marines will come through. Lings continue to run up. That Nexus will take damage. Bio going to stim straight forward. Again, 3-3 upgrades continue to come through for the moment. The Marines, the tank, and the Medevac's all building as well. Bio going to come over. Just going to see the scan coming down again. Bio will stim after the drones, after the Overlord, taking that down at the moment. Well, Hatchery falls, and we'll continue to see a counter-attack of UTHERMAL. Going to get a bunch of probes to trigger. Like I say, Serral and UTHERMAL on the rebuild will probably look pretty good. It's just a question of, again, can they get an army that can actually kill these carriers? Because now they're fully recharged and interceptors. This army's going to look amazing again. Before, the damage output wasn't there because the interceptors ran out. But the interceptors are back. UTHERMAL, like I say, is making this pretty much all in from Trigger and Clem. They cannot really continue in this game because of all the economy damage that's being taken. There is a point as well where Trigger just can't rebuild interceptors anymore, and that's kind of coming up. Like, his money is low. There's really so little mining on the blue side of the thing, so it is essential that this army does well, and it does well quickly, because again, the longer you wait right now, the worse off this is going to end up being for you. Things are stemming up. The drone's going to take some more damage. A few more shots coming straight in. And we've got a couple of Marines taking some shots back the other way as well, so we go back and forth a little bit. The Infestors continue to gather in. The Ultras will continue to join up. Corruptors will be there as well. Still waiting for their chance to try and take this fight. The longer you wait, the better. Every single Corruptor is going to be an extra opportunity. It's going to be an extra chance. And of course, you ideally want to make sure you're fighting with everything at the same time. Here we go. Ultra Infestor running through. The Marines are there. Like I say, get rid of these interceptors. We actually do have Microbial Shroud. Is going to be very effective in this position. So that's actually really nice usage of the Microbial Shroud. See, the Bio Army of Clem has to lift up and run. I think you've got to unload and help out, though. These Marines are overwhelming the interceptors. Like I say, Trigger has barely any resources left, and I think that's probably going to get the job done in the end. As you can see, this army, a Trigger pushed in the corner, but if you recall, you're not even going to be able to rebuild the interceptors because you're so poor. You have no mining, essentially. The Marines at UTHERMAL were huge at the end because they were actually what was able to kind of get underneath and actually make the difference, right? Those Marines getting under, actually dealing damage to those interceptors and playing cleanup was absolutely huge. Without that, this may not have gone quite the way that it did. As funnily enough, Clem is up there in supply count right now. He's going to be dropping around. They have killed a bunch of bases of UTHERMAL and Serral. I just feel like UTHERMAL and Serral are closer to getting set back up than Clem and Trigger are. Work accounts 46, 25, 8, 18, and 27. Serral has the most drones in the game, but he needs to get that left side base up and online. Oh, those Marines are an issue. So the tanks, to be fair. We are going to fight this as we engage through the interceptors. Try and make work onto the Medevacs initially. Can't really hate that. A lot of the Medevacs going down. Gonna drop a fungal growth in return. Gonna land onto a bunch. GG gets called. Serral and UTHERMAL. We'll get it done. Sorry guys, I've got hiccups suddenly. Apologies. As I wait for game 2 to get up and underway. Got that ready to go then in a couple of moments, guys. Get this on the way up. And get into some more action. Coolio. Alright, wait for our second game. We'll send this, guys. Hopefully I'll stop hiccuping. That'll also be good. Hard to believe it's a quarterfinal. Yeah. They are some good teams. Oh my god. Can I just not? If I could just not, that would be great. Deep breaths. I just need the games to start so I don't need to talk, and then I can do some breathing to eliminate the disruption. The longest hiccup only lasts for a lifetime. Every time I hiccup, I do get this feel of like, what if it just never stops? You know, like what if it actually just doesn't go away? And this is just my life forever. It'd really ruin my casting career, I think. Only ever able to cast in like 7-word sentences. Or just take like awkward pauses mid-sentence, I guess. Wrong mod. Alright, guys. It's gonna take a second to reset that. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Alright, we're on the lobby, guys. We'll just wait for a moment to get this started off. Serral over in the YouTube chat. Hell yeah. Serral. End of another awesome week of StarCraft, guys. This coming week, by the way, just in case you're not aware. So tomorrow, WardiTV Mondays. Then I'm going to be off Tuesday and Wednesday. But when we come back, it's because we have big days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. WardiTV Winter Championship playoffs all 4 of those days. And then after that, on the week after, we actually have WardiTV Team League starting up. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Part of the reason I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday is I do have some admin work to do for the Team League. So I'll be focusing on that Tuesday and Wednesday and making sure that everything is pretty much ready to rumble. All right, in the bottom left-hand side, oh, I guess left and right side, Clem and Trigger down a game against UTHERMAL and Serral on the other side of the map as we get up and running for this game 2. Ready to go. So just get that underway, get this started off, get ready to rumble. Alright, I'm just gonna mute for a second, guys, do some breathing, and when I come back, we're gonna hopefully not hiccup anymore. So, give me a sec. Alright. It's not really worked, but they've calmed down a little bit at least, so maybe we can, if nothing else, talk for a few moments and not have as much disruption as we get settled here for game 2, man. What a game 1, honestly. Felt like Serral was running away with that game and then turned it around and then was going the other direction, and we just had so much going on over the course of that. It was a lot of fun. Here we're going to chase the other Reaper for a couple of moments right now, and the Reaper does get pushed away for a few moments. Just going to take that out, push that back, and on we should continue at that point. Again, Cyclone building up, commencing coming in. The ZV coming through, the Adept will just continue by, and that Reaper will come over. Just going to be seeing the Reaper continue to come about for a moment or two. Adept will be there. Reaper takes a few more shots. A little bit more damage being done again. And that gate coming about, the Stargate. Going to Chrono Boost the Oracle out, so that's going to be the starting point here from Trigger in this one. Just going to have that Warp Gate still building through, and a couple of barracks. We'll build from Clem as well, so it's going to get those couple of racks built up and ready to rumble here. On top of everything else, that CC still coming by, the Marines and the SCVs all coming up. So just a lot of that continues to come through for the moment. And the Cyclone comes about, just going to be seeing the drones coming through. Overloading the spores coming about as well. Again, Stim coming up, the Marines coming by, continue to settle in. Just going to see Stim coming up on both sides for a couple of moments, so keep that going for a couple of moments. And just going to have our Marines going to get there and get after the Overlord. Blink and +1 continuing to come through. Guys, I appreciate everyone telling me to drink water. If you didn't think the first thing I tried to do was drink water, trust me, I'm... yeah. This happens to me a fair amount, but it's just not going away easily today. So, oof. Oracle coming about and just seeing some progress moving around. Most teams still gathering up back at home. As UTHERMAL is about to have his Stim finish. Clem's going to have 1-1. Sorry, Clem's going to have Stim and Combat Shield finishing. I'm wondering, I mean, obviously he's a little bit later on the starport. A little bit later on 1-1. Kind of wondering what we kind of end up going to in total here. Set those up, the few stalkers move around. The Marine is going to wander a couple of moments as well. Get that on the move, and single circle going to keep moving around for a little bit as well. Marines will gather up. Stalkers in the center will come through as well. Making a little bit of a move forward already. You have the Marines stepping up, moving into the center for a little bit. One upgrades, combat shield building through. We have got those Marines getting up into the center for the moment. Just going to get a lift on the Ravager. Take that down quickly. Second Ravager as well. Roaches getting jumped on as well. Now we get a couple piles down. The Marines are going to eat a big tank shot initially as well. Tanks all in siege and decide to press forward a little further. Ravager biles keep coming through. A couple scans come about initially right now. Gonna knock the rocks down, take that out as well. I'm just gonna be seeing this army kind of threatening to kind of move in here from Serral and UTHERMAL, looking to push onto this forward base of Trigger right now. They're gonna go for it. Tanks will start siege up. A couple of force fields are gonna keep a lot of units back. Those are actually really good force fields, and the biles were already used on a tank that didn't actually die. So the biles of Serral are not really available there as we continue to try and push our way through this. This army continues to push on forward. Marines going to gather up. Another set of biles going to land onto a tank. chasing in for a moment or two here. We are just going to see Serral and UTHERMAL's army looking good. And this Roach Ravager shove backed up by the power of the tanks is definitely going a bit of the distance right now, so getting that underway, and seeing that Marine still firing through. A couple of probes taking some damage as well. Continuing forward with this. 2-2 upgrades. The Marines and tanks still coming about. Another tank shot goes onto the edge of that army already. Something else for us to try and keep on working through here. Marine's going to fight through a few more roaches. Just going to be some those going down. Marine going to get picked away at a little bit as well. Marines and medevacs will continue to produce by, and going to have those other Marines coming about as well. This tank's in a good position. There's another base of Trigger going down. He's about to become a 2-base Protoss, so the positioning on this map working wonders at the moment. The corrosive battles come through, but they're going to miss. The Stalk is going forward. The Marines stem up. Attempt a clean-out moment here from Trigger and Clem. Trigger lost so much in this process, though. I do not really love this for him at all. It feels like he's going to end up in a really rough position coming out of this. And Clem's kind of fine compared to UTHERMAL, but you compare Serral and Trigger. It's not like Trigger has amazing units either. Like, he's got Stalkers, Zealots, and he's starting to get like an Archon or so up as well, so there's really just a lot to be desired really in Trigger's army. It's kind of the real issue. Like, if it was some better tech units, maybe that supply difference could be kind of less noteworthy. I just don't believe the one Archon's going to change things. It is just roaches from Serral, mind you, so I mean, maybe there's a bit of a combination of things there, as we'll see some of those roaches burrowing around or harass all over the place as well. Just going to be seeing the units continue to fight through, put a bit more damage out. The army will continue to sit strong and trade for a couple of moments. We will have the 2-2 upgrades still building by. The +1 vehicle weapons coming up as well here. Continue to get that all online. Marines continue to chase down a few more roaches. They are going to scan one more time and jump on top of those. A couple of units right in over toward the mineral line there. And let's just see these Marines going to get underneath this old command and continue to pick through this and take that out. There's just units everywhere from Serral. And again, Trigger does not have much to add to this. Clem's going to kill a base of Serral, so there's something there. And Serral and UTHERMAL are going to shove forward. There's a couple tanks they need to get through. And they're providing a good part of the defense right now. Lib's going to try and siege up behind this. There's not a lot of anti-air, few Marines. Clem trying his best to help Trigger defend this ramp, while also being the player to do damage on the other side of the map. That is still Clem, who is kind of out there and in position to try and make further things happen at the moment. Marines gather through. The next is still going to chrono boost. Again, +2 missiles, and Roach Ravager still on the way through here from Serral as well, so continue to bring that into place. Get that up and running in the next couple seconds. Roach Ravager looking to shove on into this. A couple of biles in the tank. Once again, we'll see it going down already. Marines on the high ground going to get through a few probes as well. This Roach Ravager force still wants to push on forward. I'm going to say GG. Trigger will say GG. UTHERMAL and Serral move into the winner bracket semi-final today and continue to get closer and closer to a whole bunch more points in the 2v2 circuit. Very exciting indeed. Alright, guys. I'm gonna have to get another drink because I've not been able to drink myself out of this hiccuping scenario, so I'll be right back. More StarCraft 2 coming up in a few moments. Yeah, I'll be right back and we'll get back to this. Probably gonna wait for MaxPax and Lambo to finish up, playing Skillis and Sunset, and the winners of those play Serral/UTHERMAL would probably make the most sense. Trying to see if there's anyone. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anyone to streaming that, but it doesn't seem like they're 4 minutes in game. So I'll be RB, and that's what we'll go into next, guys. BRB. Hello, guys. I'm gonna try and check to see if anyone does have other match, but I don't think they do. Lambo's not live. MaxPax isn't live. Don't see Skillis live either. Boo. Boo boo boo. Alright. Well, I may not have too long to wait because they just came out of game. So you might be able to peek at what's possibly going on there in a few moments. Have a look to see. Oh my god, I can't get rid of these hiccups. For the life of me. No score on the Lambo MaxPax series, so maybe they are ready up for another game here. If that's the case, that's what we will jump into. There is a lobby. Cool. We're going to jump into this. We'll check what the score is and get this ready to go, guys. And this is obviously going to be our series to fill the gap before we resume into that Serral UTHERMAL section of the bracket. It's 1-0 for Lambo and MaxPax. They didn't waste much time winning that first game. They were only in game 6-7 minutes or so, I believe, so see if they get some speediness going in game 2. Skillis and Sunset beat SOS and Bunny earlier on. MaxPax and Lambo beat Ryung and Mara. I didn't even see Mara was signed up today. He's playing with Ryung, and they are currently fighting their way through the lower bracket, so that is ongoing as we dive in to game number 2 of this Lambo MaxPax series. They are going to be down upper game, sorry, in the bottom left. Lambo MaxPax against Skillis and Sunset. ProZerg versus ProtoZerg, making for a mirror match of the 2v2s. See what happens on this one. Get this underway and get this started. Pylons on the way through, probes coming up. Just get rolling here for a couple moments. Get this settled into play. Overload pops out. And yeah, gateway coming through, those probes coming up. Going to get settled for a little bit here. That tree is going to come down both sides of the map. Everyone looking pretty regular in terms of their build in the first few moments right now. So nothing super crazy to begin with. Nothing to scream about just yet. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how the gates and the assemblies, the hatches all come up. I guess we'll follow a probe across the map from Skillis. Why not? There is a probe from MaxPax going across the map as well, moving straight over in those early stages to see what else is going on. That's just going to block this low ground. And that's pretty much what we're going to do over here as well, blocking the low ground and trying to stop this position from being taken easily. If we can successfully achieve that, then that would already be a pretty good starting point for this game. So, looking to get that happening in the early stages. And we will just have, yeah, a little bit of probe nibbling going on. That panel will take some damage. And a couple pings from the players. They continue to try and see what else is going on here just for a couple moments. Panel will still be nibbled at. And again, Cybercore coming up on both sides. Probes coming up. Spawning pool from both players. Drones on the way at the Queens. Get all of that a rolling. Looking reasonable in these early stages. couple drones just nibble it through. And Zealot and the Pro will continue about as well. Just swiping their way through the pylon for a little bit of time, so a bit more damage being dealt right there. We do have that link speed coming up, the Queens and the drones coming through. The Baneling Nest will drop onto the Natural. I'm going to drop a Nexus into play as well. I'm going to Zealot and a couple of Pros continue to come around, moving that over for a few moments, and drop a battery into place to join up with that. Lots of picking around as they identify hallucination. Trying to keep on top of that, trying to stop that from going too far initially, and just try and make sure it doesn't get too much info for free. And continue to scan about and again just see what's going on. A couple probes head back toward the main base. The link speed coming up from both players. The Bane Nest coming down. It's going to be a Twilight Council dropping in on the left side of this main as well. So just going to get that into place right here. And a couple of Lings is going to gather back around. As well as they rejoin up, Overlord also going to pull back for a few moments. And a couple of Stalkers will step forward to continue pressuring with this right now, as in we go. Overlord gonna start getting dropped. Bye-bye. See you later. Lambo going to be supply blocked off that. Again, the Stalkers and the Lings just keep on moving through for a few moments. Twilight Council still building on in. The gateway coming up. We will... So many pings from Skillis and Sunset, man. Like, these guys are pinging like crazy. They are making sure that nothing slips their gaze. And that their teammates know about absolutely everything. I mean, I just hear a constant resonating kind of sound of pings coming off in the background. It's just absolutely non-stop. So they're just pinging each other through. There's a little recall coming down. A couple units step over there to deal with that. We got the Roach on and a few drones coming up as well. Still got that blink building into place. Get that on the way too. Keep bringing that up and see what happens next here as we just have the Lings. We'll run to the upper right-hand side, but I'm not sure they can really find much of anything just yet from Lambo. Don't think there's too much opportunity to really be kind of taking advantage of at the moment as the Lings continue to move about. So we move around for a little. Again, the Stalk is going to move over too. Nexus is going to drop into place eventually. We finally get that on the way up as well. Let's see where we take it. Nexus again building. And again, some pings here and there. Keeping eyes on everything. Blink building, missile building, lair building is where we sit right now. So let's get rid of the Overlord for a couple of moments. It's going to take that out. And then +1 missiles, Roach speed continue to come through as well. So we just get that on the way. You can see the hallucination poking through, and the Overlord will take some damage. A couple of other Stalkers showing up. They're going to get there, and they're going to take out the Overlord immediately. He's just going to knock that straight down. Bane's is going to wander back over the left side. We continue to ping here, there, and everywhere for a few moments. So I'm just going to see a few more pings coming about right now. Just going to have the Changeling getting cleaned up as well. Still not really any major moves being made. Both sides of this sitting fairly peacefully at the moment. Skillis pulling back a little. Skillis is really low. Well, I felt like Skillis' supply wasn't great. It definitely doesn't feel great compared to MaxPax's, but I guess we'll see if anything else kind of really comes about from this. The Stalkers will move over for a couple of moments, so stepping over there for a couple seconds. And so the rest of these Stalkers coming through. Roaches will take some damage. Another couple of Roaches taking some hits as well, so a few shots coming about here. As you can see, the Stalkers fighting back. MaxPax in a good position. Both Lambo and Sunset supply kind of doing what Zerg supply does, which is grow, not really uncontrollably, but just grow. Yeah, so it is kind of on the upward trend, and especially as they're playing a lot of Roaches. Sunset especially is building a lot of Roaches right now. 60 drones, tons of Roaches on the way. We'll out max Lambo on Roaches a little bit until a few more Roaches finish up. Lambo has got a bunch of other tech coming online as well, including the Burrow and Overlord speed and so on. So, sorry, no, it's Sunset, sorry. The sides of the map and the order of the plays on the scoreboard are confusing me. Sunset is on the way to all those extra upgrades as well, whereas Lambo now is just producing units out. I mean, now Lambo actually overtakes Sunset on supply, and that is because he is just spamming units, whereas opponent is no longer spamming units. So it's becoming a thing. There's a few more corrosive valves dropping into place. Two Ravagers turn around, going to get a Roach or so just out over on the sides as well. Just going to try and get a bit of a grab here. These Storks going to try and fight back the other direction. There's an Overlord we can maybe grab onto. Look for a little bit extra in these next few moments. I'd imagine that's going to be one of the main things. A couple more biles towards the Roach Ravager force. And again, those Stalkers still coming back through. He's going to be seeing the Roach Ravager going to stand there, fight back onto this. Again, deal with this pretty decently for a few more moments. A couple of biles will come down as a part of this situation as well. Continue to deal with this pretty nicely at the moment. Stalk's still coming about. We just move around for a few more moments as well. Like I say, just getting that all set up right now. Just going to see this army wanting to really push on forward. Trying to push into position here for the next couple of moments and see what exactly we can do. Big shove from MaxPax and Lambo. Supplies for them are just looking great. Like I say, they definitely commit a lot to this. We've got units up over here as well that are also looking to kind of create the, be a part of the problem essentially. So they're looking to kind of keep things complicated right now and make this difficult as a few units end up turning back around the other way. And apparently that's just going to be enough as they tap out of here. Decide that that's going to do it. And it's going to be Lambo and MaxPax to 2-0 their way into the matchup against Serral and UTHERMAL. So Lambo and MaxPax, winners of last month's cup, are going to go up against Serral and UTHERMAL now. It's going to be coming through in just a couple of moments, guys. So we get that up and running here momentarily and kick this off for you all and see what will happen in what should be a very fun matchup, I imagine, in the next few moments. So yeah, that is Lambo and MaxPax moving through into the winner bracket semi-finals. Meanwhile, in the other upper bracket semi, herO and Shin are currently awaiting Kira and Rogue, who are up a game against Yakov and Percival right now. Obviously, Yakov and Percival could turn that around, but no guarantees or signs on that just yet of exactly how it's going to go, so we don't know that just yet. We'll obviously keep our eyes on it and see what happens. Coolio. Alrighty, let's run some ads because we're between games. We may as well, and we can go from there. Boom. Yeah, I guess we take a couple moments to set this up, guys, and we'll get this going for you all. Again, I will say thank you for your patience in advance while we probably have a couple minutes of videos here. I will watch UTHERMAL's stream to see how the videos are going so we can get an idea of how long until we get in game, maybe. Nice. Coolio. Do. Bum bada bum 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 bum. Open UTHERMAL stream. Not logged in yet. Good start. Yay. Do. Any minute now, surely. Any minute now. I say any minute now, but they're not even logged in still, so I'm just counting down the time and it's not even time yet. GG's. Alright, so yeah, we'll go to the obvious kind of upper bracket semi-final choice, guys. That'll be where we go next. We will go from there and figure out what we want to do from there as well. So that's kind of how things are going. Again, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you guys. Again, today is the final day actually of a Galactic Foundation Galactic Frontier sponsorship. So if you are interested in helping the stream out with that, you can ! Galactic in the Twitch chat. We'll give you the link that you need to check that out. So if you do, like I say, find that interesting or think that sounds cool, like I say, ! Galactic will give you the link you need to download. Downloading and playing through a few levels does give us direct support to the stream. So I appreciate it if you take the chance and check it out. Otherwise, we are just readying to go. Do. Oh. And thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate you all being here and hanging out with us for some games. Games. Do. Alrighty, guys. Just waiting a little bit. Like I said, I am dealing well with the downtime today, am I? Do. Boom, boom. Alright, couple of videos coming about, so we should be able to go soon. Hopefully. The other semi-final, by the way, is going to be herO Shin versus Kira Rogue, so there's actually some very cool semi-finals. They do just play at the same time, right? Pretty sure they just play at the same time. Cool. Well, be a fun final, winner bracket final. Obviously, there's a lower bracket being played as well. Lower bracket currently is a few players again moving through. I'll update you guys on the lower bracket when it's a little bit less crowded. You can obviously see the ! Bracket in the chat, but I don't want to stop and talk about it because it's going to take a while to go through the whole thing and it's confusing. And I'm expecting us to go any moment. It seems as though Serral and UTHERMAL having a really good discussion about what veto to make. Cool. Cool. Bum 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 bada bum bum bum. Do, 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. Yo. T for TK. Energy core level 13? The hell? My energy core's like level 8. The heck, bro? Gaming. Thank you so much for keeping on playing on the Foundation Galactic Frontier. Appreciate you. Appreciate you big time. Thank you so much. Oh. I mean, videos have started to be made, guys, so there should be progress being made. So we are making some progress right now. We should be getting there soon. Do. Info lobby to come up, guys. Should be here shortly. Oh, not really feeling it today, guys. I think maybe after this, or maybe we do the winner bracket finals. I think I'm probably going to dip. I don't think I'm going to see the grand finals today. Yeah. I don't know why. Just, yeah. It's not quite feeling it. I'm trying to charge up a bit. Oh, so much going on lately. I think the day getting the bot working and stuff took a lot of my mental effort away. Yay. It's a weird day. Yeah, you feel me? I think the problem is like whenever I've had like a bit of a weird day in the first place, and then we have these days that have a lot of downtime, which is just natural in the 2v2s. The downtime really kills me because it's like we've been out of game for like, you know, we've been out of game for a significant amount of time, like 10 plus minutes. So it's just the 2v2 veto process takes a long time. Like we've been waiting like I think 11-12 minutes. So it's just, and when you're not quite vibing, like if there's just game after game, it's whatever, we just talk about the game, right? But like stopping, just chat's kind of quiet. Yeah, not blaming you guys or anything either, but just chat's a bit quiet. I'm not like in a super talkative mood, like not really got much to say out of nowhere and stuff, you know, like just the combination's kind of rough. So I think we'll probably do this series, and maybe we'll do the winner bracket final as well. But yeah, maybe we'll call it after that, because it's it's just slow right now. It's just slow. I say it's natural. You know, you're videoing in a format you don't usually video in and stuff. You're playing with people who you don't usually play with as well and stuff. So there's lots to discuss. So it makes sense. It's just, like I say, the vibe isn't there for me. UTHERMAL versus Lambo MaxPax looks spicy. Honestly, we actually had a couple of really cool games, to be fair, as well. We've had a couple of really fun ones so far. Cool, cool, cool. Undercurrent gets hosted, so we'll get that started up. I think it's starting later as well. I've just been like, started later in the day, but it's starting the stream later. But like I said, I've been doing admin work most of the day, so kind of a weird one. I feel like I've not done much today, but I feel like I have. We've been live for 3 hours as well. I think it's just mostly the pacing of the TV too. It just takes a while. It turns me off. My brain's just like, But we've got players in the lobby, so I think we're gonna go and actually count down into some StarCraft, guys. So we are kicking off. We're getting underway. The game is beginning, and we are ready to party with it. So we're going to kick this off and get this ready to go. So thanks for the patience in the end. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, I know it's been a little while to get into this, but let's enjoy what should be, like I say, a very cool match. MaxPax and Lambo versus UTHERMAL and Serral. So get this up and ready to party. All right. We've got all the different colors. I swear down, Lambo and MaxPax were matching colors just before the game started, and then they switched. Blue and red versus green and purple. Why not? Why not? Let's see what we get this going with as we get started out here. Get that underway. Just gonna see the SCV coming around for a couple of moments. Just gonna see what we can do. Then we just have the gate and the assimilator continuing up. Probe on the way through, hatching the gas coming about as well. And get that underway initially. Get that started here. Figure out what we want to try and do. A little bit of harassing to start us off in the early stage. Just going to begin with that in the first few moments. Probably just going to come about, try and see what's going on. You can see the overload coming about as well. And then probe moving through. The next is coming up. Going to be seeing the link speed and a couple queens in the way. Nothing really super crazy just yet. Kind of wondering what the vibe is going to be in terms of what we're going to build and what each kind of side is looking to kind of invest in too early. We've obviously seen a little bit of what Serral and UTHERMAL like to do. We'll have a look now to see what Lambo and MaxPax like to do. Gonna be seeing the factory coming around. There's the Stargate as well on the side of MaxPax, so not really super surprising to see the Stargate initially. I think that part is fairly expected to begin with. But you're going to see a little ping onto the hatch as well, trying to see a bit of what else is going on just for a couple of moments. That link speed still building by. Yeah, a couple of the other little bits and pieces just coming through for couple of secs, so we're trying to see where we go to. A couple of links coming about. We are going to see Twilight Council, the Oracle, and the Warp Gate building in as well. The barracks wants to move off the tech lab for the second factory, so that second factory will come over there, land down onto it. We are already producing through into some Hellion Cyclone to start off with. Get that underway. A couple of spores, the lings, and the drones building through as well. So again, a lot of that coming up just initially. And get that underway. Twilight Council, the gates from MaxPax. And see a few links from Serral already on the map and looking to try and maybe make something of this in the early stages, as well as a couple of Hellions will get involved The Oracle will continue to activate to do a bit more damage as well. And just see the Lings will continue to chase a few other Lings as we do have the Lings continue to go after each other. That blink coming up, the extra gates coming through at the next sun as well. We see the Oracle. What the? Oh my goodness. That Cyclone hit was from absolutely another planet. And somehow it was still the Oracle just about able to survive. I thought there was going to be another one at that point as well, to be honest. So thought that was going to be kind of funky. We just see the Hellions coming through. They're going to get a Zergling to start us off. Again, Magfield Accelerator on the way. We have the factory cranking out the tank. A couple Hellions coming through. Hellions going to take the middle of the map and just push back a Zergling off the watchtower initially as well. So just going to get that out the way to begin with. And on we go for the moment. There's a couple Stalkers going to come through for the Overlord. He's going to grab that initially as well. A few Hellions are going to step over. The Oracle going to be there. It's going to help to move these Hellions around for a couple of moments as well. Just for now. Just going to see the Ling's going to get a couple of kills too. Still got Blink on the way. Still got Macfield on the way. And then the rest of the Hellion Cyclone coming through as well. Just going to have this army heading down to the bottom left corner. So, bit of movement. Bit of action setting up. The Hellion's going to zip zap. And a couple of Hellions are going to shoot. The Stalker's going to go back the other way. Going to get that on the way too. So it's going to shoot again. There's the Stacey Sword coming up as well. Hellions still continuing by. Again, the Muta's coming up. Magfield Accelerator coming up. Yeah, Stalkers will just chase. Little Stay's going to catch a couple of these Hellions, so we'll gather for a few moments. The Ling's coming back along as well. Just going to see everything joining up. 1-1 upgrades coming through as well. Get that set to go. A few drones still mining away. Overlord's going to sit overhead. Just going to see a few Lings coming past the watchtower. For a couple moments, still got the upgrades coming by. The Roach Tree coming up as well. Let's see, the Roach is going to dive up. A couple of Stalkers going to take some damage. He's going to be seeing MaxPax pulling back, ready to reapply the pressure here. We have got Lambo getting to a few meters, so we'll be adding on his own pressure shortly and trying to keep part of this UTHERMAL Serral defense busy. So we'll try and get that underway. Just going to grab onto a couple of these Hellions still. The Hellions still get pushed back. Commands into coming through. Rest of the Lings continuing over as well. Commands into coming up. Things just going to run around. The Zeld's going to get surrounded, so just get a grab on that. And we do see the Stalkers continue to move. Got a couple of Vipers on the way. The Queen and the 2-2 upgrades coming up as well. He's going to see Stalkers trying to fight. He's going to be seeing this. It's going to be a big dive because the Mutas are going to dive onto the anti-air, which is basically the Cyclones. It allows the Stalkers just to focus on the Roaches, which Serral is trying to hold on with. MaxPax will have to do some blinking backwards. And the Cyclones have to stay behind the Roaches because if they get taken out by anything other than the Mutas, they're not going to be able to trade well enough into the Mutas, and then the Mutas run away with the game a little bit as well. And then Magfield with those Cyclones, allowing them to power up for a little bit here. And the Roaches and the rest that's coming through as well. Muta's still going to be there. Going to actually dive onto a couple of those Vipers. The Vipers beginning to go down. Now seeing the rest of this Cyclone Force, the Queens and Roaches continuing to come about. Just going to see one Muta get grabbed there as well. A couple of these Stalkers still being picked away at just for the moment. We do grab a Stasis Ward onto a few Roaches. Dark Shrine coming up. Nexus halfway done. Continuing to get that on the way initially. Cyclone still locking in, trying to get a little bit more done. And Cyclone locking through, he's all just going to get caught. Mutas will grab the Overlord at the moment, and again the rest of those Stalkers continue to gather about just for the moment still. So again, we get that on the go. Try and see what else we are doing. Hello, Mutalisk, is amongst the rest right there. There's Lambo and MaxPax. Supply-wise, looking pretty decent. Obviously, UTHERMAL supply kind of trailing behind. He is playing the mech, and he is obviously maybe not needing as much supply necessarily to kind of see success in this scenario, so it's not doom and gloom kind of territory just yet, but something worth kind of thinking on a little bit perhaps. And we are going to see, again, just continued aggression from MaxPax and Lambo trying to send it again with these Stalkers. Middle lane going to swing back around over to the side. This is a planetary fortress. We are going to parasitic bomb onto the Mutas. Lambo does split the Mutas away effectively in the end. Takes a little while, finally just pull the other one back. Does this planetary go down? The Mutas attacking it should mean yes, but a lot of units given up to get rid of the third base of UTHERMAL. Stalkers, though, back pressuring and runs just the Roaches. The Stalkers can do very well. They come to the fourth base of Serral, and I do think that's going to be the biggest kind of effect that we're getting here right now from Lambo and MaxPax, which is that they are just trading very well into the kind of the bases. So they're expanding brilliantly and they're keeping their economy going, and that's a massive factor. As the Stalkers continue to move around, Cyclone's going to be there. A few more shots coming off from those for a few moments, and keep that on the go for now. Another parasitic bomb, going to come through, and those Mutas continue to take a whole bunch more damage. The Mutas keep on dropping. Mutas do peel away. A couple of Hydras are going to be there to pick away at the Zealots as well. And Cyclone's locking in. Stalker Zealot trying to push up. Those Hydras still taking damage. We do see the Queens will take a few more shots. The Zealots will keep on trying to fight and pull back around the other side. And again, the Stalkers, the +3, coming up as well. We scan down. Stalker Sentry still going to try and fight there. Helene Cyclone coming back through. The Hydras will come in from the top right-hand side. Trying to see what else is going on just for a couple moments. Again, Mutas and the Carapace upgrade continue to build by for a little bit. And just going to see the Ling Muta force back through the middle of the map once again. The Zealot's still coming through. The Stay Sword coming about for now. Going to see the Hellions and the Cyclones still building up. SCV is still dropping down as well, so we get a little bit more onto those. A bit more damage being dealt. The Ling's looking to run in again. The Muta's looking to maybe combine with that. The Stalkers end up blinking away. I'm just going to pull back as well. I mean, this is just tough because you're being basically camped on these bases. And even if you get the nearby bases up, you're still kind of in a bit of a troublesome spot overall. DTs cleaned up pretty quickly. Oh, no, we don't have detection. I thought we did, but the DTs will continue to get some slices off. Okay, they ran out of spore range, now they run back into it, so the spore will help to clean up here. Now the hatchery goes down, though, and that's going to be an issue for Serral in the long term. Lambo dives in on the left-hand side. Maybe he has to be very careful there. Vipers and Cyclones, spore as well. Lots of reasons why you just got to steer a little clear of that and just be very cautious about what you're attacking into at any point in time. Oh, Parasitic Bombs one. Those Mutas, they're going to take a little bit of time to regen. So we'll need those to come back online and be healthy as possible in the next few moments. We are going to see a bit of a push from Serral and UTHERMAL out through the center. We've seen the Muta Stalkers pulling back, Cyclones and the Hydras pushing over, the Mutalisks gathering for the moment. More shots, a couple of those Mutas going down. We are going to see the Cyclones pulling back. Cyclones keep on pushing through. The Planetary Fortress taking damage. The Cyclones getting jumped on again. The Cyclones still dealing damage here. The Planetary Fortress has gone down. Just going to see that picked off. We continue to push forward. The Gateway going down. The batteries and so falling as well. We need to still keep pulling back out of here for a moment or two. Using the Cyclones come about. The Nexus will go down. Solid Stalker back through at the bottom side of the map here as the Hydra Cyclone continues to push. Cyclones with the lock-on to able to go after the Stalkers as well. Another scan coming through at the moment. Thanks to Cyclone locked into the Zealot already. herO, Banes, Lings coming through. Storming the +1 armor upgrade coming up as well. Cyclone's good to get a little bit of pick off there. UTHERMAL and Serral scraping themselves along in this game right now. We got the DTs gonna come swinging straight through into that mineral line. Here we go. Hydra Cyclone gonna get jumped on. That's a lot of banelings, guys. That is a lot of banelings that are gonna swing into this. GG, well played. That was just good pressure throughout, no? Just start through finish. Lambo and MaxPax kept control of this game. They took control. They refused to let go of it. And that is going to be that. As I believe we swapped NA for game 2, actually. I'm just going to double check that. That's what I saw on Ethermal stream when I was watching them veto. So just going to double check that. And we can go from there. Do, 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 do. Bum, bum, bum. All right, we will hop over and get ready for game 2 of this, guys. It's ready to go, go, go. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Do, 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 do. Right, just waiting for the server hop and the go-go. Do, 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 do. Go being called, so we should be able to go and kick this off, guys. Fingers crossed. There we go. Go cold. I'm gonna ready this up and we're gonna kick this into play, guys. So get this ready to rock and roll. All right, let's send it. Bottom right side is going to be our red and orange team, which is going to be Lambo and MaxPax. They lead by a game against UTHERMAL and Serral in the upper left side as we get operational on this one to see where things will go, see what's going to happen. I'm just going through Rank's gas on the way and we get settled in for a couple of moments here initially. Let's get that started up and see where things are going to go. Do 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 do. Which gets people coming about. I'm just going to see the Reaper in the barracks continue to come up for a few moments as well. It's just going to see things looking pretty peaceful for a few moments here already. Get that all underway. I'm just going to see a little ping out for a few moments as well. So step over for a moment or so, get that into position, get this all started. Let's see where things will go for the next few moments. Overlord heading down the bottom side as well, trying to see what's up. Gonna run into the other Overlord for a few moments, so a little bit of movement, nothing super crazy, just to start things off. Probes moved about. Reaper's gonna be coming over as well. We'll go after the Reaper. Let's see, the Reaper's going to fight. Adept will take some shots, so a few hits coming through initially, and damage being dealt for a few moments. Coming through with that as you see the Adept's hanging around. Link speed is coming up for a few moments as well, so get set up for a couple of moments right now. Get that into play. Reapers will continue to come through, so a bit of pressure from UTHERMAL. Not going to keep building Reapers though. Serral stopping him from being too crazy today, huh? Let's see the Ling's coming over. He's going to try and make a grab for the Queens. Reaper's going to jump on this as well. Nice little combo attack. Adept and the Stalker, not really enough to help from MaxPax just yet. He pulled the probes, but a bit too late to truly help his teammate here. Lambo in a bit of trouble. Let's see how it continues through. This is going to be UTHERMAL only just now expanding behind this. I think they are going to get the defense in the end. The reinforcing Ling's definitely starting to make a bit of a difference there. Definitely helping out a bunch. Stimpak coming through. The extra Marines coming by. And Queen is going to get in after this Overlord, which will fall in a moment. Overlord down for now. Ling's coming about. He's going to help to chase the Reaper back out of here as well. And the rest of the Lings coming back over. The other few Lings moving about as well. Starport still setting up. The Orbital and the rest of us continue coming through too. Going to be having the Marines going to get in after a few Lings. And we just put some more damage out. Trying to find a little extra now for these next few moments as well. So again, just finding everything that we can at the moment. And the Lings going to keep on moving through once more. Just going to see the drones gathering up. A couple Stalkers are there to get involved. Trying to see what can happen. There's a little bit of Ling Road continues up. That lad's on the way. Ling's actually going to get a wrap around on the hatchery here for a few moments. Just going to put some damage onto that as well as the few Stalkers pull back away. The hatch will fall. So the hatch already going down at the ping or two. A nice counterattack, obviously, after what's been going on. Able to make this a little bit more of a successful situation at this stage. Able to recover from a little bit of what we've had going on. Stalker's going to gather up, go after a few of those Lings, and continue to fight for a moment or two. Just going to see the Marines are going to stim over after those Stalkers as well. Looking to try and get the catch on some of these. There's a lot of units from Lambo and MaxPax. Is it enough to keep pushing through? I think the defense is looking good, honestly. I think the defense is looking enough from UTHERMAL and Serral. Both, I mean, especially Lambo's supply goes down a lot there. And this is feeling fairly committed too, right? I mean, we see a Nexus coming up from MaxPax looking for a third. UTHERMAL and Serral, only 2 bases each, so maybe this is still fine to play long term. Like I say, Lambo's supply isn't good, but MaxPax's supply is, and he's got the Stalkers that can keep on poking for a bit longer. If you get a bit more damage in with these Stalkers, you get a few more kills. You can kind of keep yourself in a pretty good place here overall, right? And maybe kind of keep yourself in this for, like I say, a while longer right now. Stalkers back up, Prism backs up. Everything steps away for just a few moments, give a little bit of space right now. Stalkers ready. Uplink up to the high ground. Gonna be having me Ling's gonna go in after a queen. And then Stalkers gather up. Just gonna see the tank gonna get jumped on. The few Marines will come back over. A couple of seconds, and you know, gonna fire up there. The Ling's getting in for Serral to see what's going on. We'll see the Marines continue back around. The Roach Ravager gathering in as well. Continue to see what else is going on. Stepping through, Stalker gets taken down. The 1-1 upgrade still building up as well to continue to bring that straight into place. Again, the Carapace and the Roaches continue to set up as well right now. As the Roaches keep moving through, just going to be seeing some swipes coming by. As we are going to be seeing this army is pushing forward. UTHERMAL and Serral pushing up. Now there's a counterattack of Lambo's Lings. They're going to put some work in. They'll catch a few Marines. I don't know how much they're actually going to be able to kill, though. Meanwhile, this army over here is just getting destroyed. So it looks as though Serral and UTHERMAL will power through, tie this series up 1-1, and to take us through to the third game of this matchup, it seems. So in that regard, we're looking okay. As we just have the Marines will take a bit more damage. Just going to be seeing these units. I mean, Lambo just doesn't have supply. MaxPax's supply is decent overall, but not good enough to take on 2 players. And obviously he's about to start losing this base, which is going to take a bunch of his supply away from him as well. Stalker's going to keep fighting. Ravager's still going down. Damage still being dealt. The Roaches still gather up together. And again, tank Marines, the medevac's building through. The reactor's coming up. Stalkers will continue to get in after the Overseer there for a few moments. Overseer will take a few more shots. You blink in after the Roaches. And again, the Roach Ravager's going to have to pull back as well. Marines will stem through. Stalkers will continue to come about. Continue to pull back for a little bit here and see if we can kind of find a miracle, but I think we're digging for something that just doesn't really exist right now. As those Roaches get jumped on again, just going to see the rest of those taking a bunch of damage, and I think this one is pretty much done. GG, so MaxPax and Lambo, UTHERMAL and Serral will bring it through to 1-1. And there's BO3, and we will get ready to go for a final map of this series, guys. So, one final map coming up in this semi-final. On the other side of the bracket, what's actually going on the other semi-final? Let me try and find a bracket link here. Kieran Rogue beat herO and Shin, so Kieran Rogue in the winner bracket final right now. Waiting for the winner of this series to come through and play them, so that's going on as well. Cool stuff. I missed the message. Yeah, WardiBot's alive. We've got a whole new WardiBot. WardiBot does more things than before. Actually, WardiBot has loads of potential now on this new setup. But I don't know, I don't know how to set it all up yet. Like, it's got a lot of potential, but like, it's actually very complicated. It's a lot of code and stuff, so I gotta... right now I've just set up commands, and a few commands at that and stuff, so... Yeah, WardiBot's back, but will be maybe even getting better over time. It's kind of crazy. It can integrate with like so many things now, so I can like... For example, when the ads play, there's an ad message and stuff, you know, and that's still like a fairly baseline, basic level kind of something. But there's a lot of stuff it can do, so WardiBot's going to be cool in the future. Also now works on YouTube as well, so WardiBot just got put into overtime overnight, basically. Dog always get cold. I'm gonna kick this off. Cool. Alright, countdown to Yellow Jacket, game 3 of this series. Let's see what goes on. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we get out of this one as we come to this game now. Let's get this set up and see what we can get. Going for ourselves here as we look to round out this semi-final matchup and into the upper bracket final after this one. GLHF gonna get called. It's Serral and Ethermal bottom left, Lambo and MaxPax upper right to get this one into play. Pylon probe overload coming through. We'll get that set up and get that underway for a couple of moments. See where things are going to go right now. Just going to have ourselves the overload popping out for a couple of moments as well. So just get that up and running, get that started. Yeah, racks and the gas coming through at the moment here. Get that whole building at the moment. Just going to see the extra gates coming up again. Hatch gas and pool will continue to build. Just going to see hatch gas pool on either side. A couple of barracks building on the side of UTHERMAL, and just going to see the SCV coming about also. Yeah, overlords will run into each other for a couple of moments. Cybercore, second gate coming up, so interesting to see the second gateway from MaxPax. Maybe some aggression. We'll see double racks from UTHERMAL. We'll see a few Reapers up early again, and we'll utilize those to put some pressure on in the first moments again. See if we can see some success from that. So there's a couple of Reapers coming about. Depot building, SCV producing. You can see the pylon dropping into place there, and get that on the way. A couple of Stalkers in the Warp Gate building too. The Queens and the Lings continue to come online just for a few moments and try to see what we can find in the next couple of seconds on this one. Gate's still building up, and yeah, we're just going to have ourselves the setup very much so just continuing right here for the moment and seeing where we can go to. Getting this from Lambo, so especially as MaxPax is still in one base, that definitely feels aggressive, right? So we are probably looking at some Lambo aggression here in the next few moments, looking to kick that off. You can see that overlord going to get caught as well. Reapers move around. Staying active for the moment. Just to take a chance to shoot at a couple of the Lings initially. No Ling speed just yet. You can see the units. Spinecrawler's building from Serral as he preps himself defensively, so he recognizes what's going on here. And not wrong, 3 spines coming up. Definitely sets you up in a nice position. They're going to help a lot to deal with this. Almost no doubt. Things will come around, see a few Lings running at each other. The Stork's going to put some pressure on. A couple units already taking some hits. Building bunker gets cancelled, but like I say, that spine roll is going to be tough to get through. Queens in amongst it as well, going to stop themselves from getting surrounded. Well, actually, they stepped out of it, but they get back to it. One Queen stays in the front. The Banes, I don't even know what you try and target here with the Banes. I guess you try and target the Lings, but the reality is, do they get the Lings? You actually do corner the Lings a little bit, so Serral losing a few Lings to the Banelings. Not so bad. And the Stork is looking good. Serral's defense has been broken. And now we get the Banelings ready to go for round 2, which is going to be breaking down that bunker. But Serral's natural hatchery is going to fall, and that's a severe disadvantage because now they're going to be playing without that hatchery of production. So that's a big deal. Wow. Serral's defense fell. didn't actually think that was going to happen there when I was watching it, even. So all of a sudden the spines are dropping, and I think the problem is UTHERMAL is not super, you know, helping in this fight, just because the Marines are kind of in the bunker there, a bit far away and so on, right? So I think that part of it feels a little rough, as now, like I say, the bunker's the next target. SCV is not repairing for a few moments. Serral's trying to dance around, but the Banes are going to zone his Lings from being able to be that effective. So his Lings are going to get picked off a few at a time. The Stalkers of MaxPax will just stand here and fight strong. And they are looking great, as we are going to see the Lings and the Banes going to continue through down onto that orbital. Continue for that. Look for a little extra. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big win in this game at number 3, deciding map. GG has to be called. Cannot survive through this one. UTHERMAL and Serral will take a dip down to the lower bracket, and we'll be playing from there. So that means MaxPax and Lambo move through to the upper bracket finals, where they play Kira and Rogue, which is a fun combo. Making it through. I don't think we've seen Kira and Rogue before, actually, so actually it's kind of a very fun combo. GG's. Obviously, we saw Kira and Rogue play earlier, but in previous weeks and previous events of TV2, I don't think it's a combo we've seen, so it's definitely kind of interesting. All right. Cool. I think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm not feeling it, as I was talking about before. The casting's not great right now. The energy's low. I think I call it a day. I will host you guys over to Steadfast, who's also casting, but yeah, I'm just not bringing the energy level I want to bring. So I think we're gonna wrap it, and I'll send you guys over to Steadfast. Thanks for watching. Sorry for dropping about a bit early. It's the freaking a bit of a weird day, but the downtime between the games is killing me today, I swear. So yeah, I know it seems like there's not much left, but there's the upper bracket final. Then we would have to do at least one lower bracket match, and the grand final. Just yeah, gonna call it. I'll be back tomorrow with WardiTV Mondays, guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for WardiTV Mondays, if that sounds good to you guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for WardiTV Mondays. Again, I'm not here Tuesday or Wednesday, but I will be here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the WardiTV Winter Championship playoffs. So we do have a big week ahead. Yeah, and all good. No, I'm good. I'm just like, it's one of those days. I actually worked a lot today because I did a lot of admin work before we started, and then we just started later, and games are taking a while to happen, and my brain's just not staying in the game, you know. Sometimes it'd be like that. It's not the it's not something that hasn't happened before. I'm just gonna call it and chill out for the evening. And like I say, I'll be back with WardiTV Mondays tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll also be playing Honkai Star Rail. So there's a couple of sponsors going on right now if you want to support the stream for free, guys. Oh, I don't know what the Honkai Star Rail command is. HSR. So if you guys want to play either Foundation Galactic Frontier or Honkai Star Rail, you can do so. Both of those. Is the freaking grab tab back? Oh my god. I've turned this off so many times. What are you doing? Wait, where is it coming from? What? I don't even know where it's coming from. Right, anyways, cool. Yeah, you guys can check out the Honkai Star Rail or the Galactic if you want to support free with the support, with the sponsors. I'll see you guys tomorrow for WardiTV Mondays. Bye.